Hello, Internet. It is the end of 2022, the dawn of 2023, which means it is time for the Voluntary Viewing podcast to go over our top 10 games, shows, and movies of the year 2022. On the podcast today, we have a man who survived Florida and can therefore survive everything, Ryan Holtz.
I barely made it out of there, y'all. You know the scene where Indiana Jones fucking slides under the closing door and reaches back and grabs his hat?
Yeah.
What did you reach back and grab?
Coup. No, I didn't actually get Coup. I left Coup in Florida. It's the board game. I don't know, my dignity.
Oh.
That's what the meme makers would say.
And
y'all are about to find out just how much dignity I have with this fucking list. You motherfuckers. This shit's gonna get crazy.
Also on the podcast today, we all thought by now he would be a wife guy, but instead he is a fight guy. Andrew Clark.
I'm a fight guy. I go out and I punch people on the streets and I call them pussies if they call the cops. That's what I do. And I win every time, because either I win the fight or they call the cops, which makes them losers.
Yeah. Or someone standing by will be like, why did you call the cops on him? Like, he
probably had a good reason for doing that.
Yeah, that's problematic, man. Like, the cops only make the situation worse.
I feel like we're inventing a guy right now. We're inventing I'm going to be a person who invents situations where authorities should be involved and then call people out on how ACAB they are or not. No?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Also, hello, everyone. I am Lucas DeRuyter. I'm immortal. That's what I am. That's what I'm bringing to this.
Wow. Not
in this bullshit like, oh, I've written things and those ideas will live on forever and inspire other people and I'll never be forgotten kind of immortality. I cannot die.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, but it's like the bad immortality? Like you cannot die in a way that it'll become torturous in a few thousand years?
I mean, I'm also not a pussy.
Like the heat death of the universe is going to happen and you will just be floating in an endless void for just eternity, literal eternity. Like that sounds rough.
Yeah, and then like universe is gonna end. I'm gonna be left, and then I'm gonna like shake real hard. I guess I don't know. Be the mass around which whatever those like pre-universe particles were coming together coalesce into due to gravity that like creates a new universe, and then eventually I'll be yeeted to a planet with some kind of intelligence and civilization. Yeah.
Can you suffer?
I already am, Ryan.
So, yeah, it sounds like a pretty bad immortality, I'm not gonna lie to you. Can you imagine a worse fate than being someone who literally cannot die, that they just like lock in a cage for like hundreds of years, so you're just starving and like thirsting and I don't know, just completely malnourished for hundreds of years?
Wasn't that the plot of like a Netflix movie that came out a couple of years ago? It's like these soldiers that can't die, and one of them is like locked in a box that got tossed off a boat like 500 years ago, and they find him.
Yeah. That doesn't sound good.
What, are we talking about American Pickle, a top 10 movie from 2 years ago?
That movie isn't on HBO Max anymore.
Oh my God.
You can't see that movie anymore.
That's right.
Yeah. Along with Westworld. Another top 10 show list that looks like isn't going to make it anymore.
Okay, we are getting into it now. As a refresher, for everyone, including us, about how this works, we argue about which pieces of media should be in their respective top 10 lists. Games, shows, and movies. We have comprised our individual top 10 lists for those media genres, and yes, we are going to be recommending some to fill a given position, and then it is a majority vote to have something locked in at a position. You might be thinking that this is a wildly inefficient way to do this. You are probably correct, but it is our way, and therefore the best way, and every other award show, the Game Awards, the Oscars, the Golden Blow... Yeah, Golden Blows?
The Golden Blows.
The Golden Blows! Everybody's favorite adult video award show. Wildly inaccurate. They are wrong. We are right. Insofar as any top 10 list can be correct. This year we're going to start with games. We are going to list out from bottom to top what our lists are comprised of, and then each take turns pitching what should fill the bottom spot in a specific category until we get to the top, and then read that off, and then probably compare it to what won last year, whether or not it's better or worse. Andrew, I feel like I've put you in this spot many times over, but you are in the top left corner of this Excel doc that we have, and that we will share out at the end of this. So, do you want to go through your top 8 video games of 2022?
Yeah, 8. I narrowed it down to 8.
You're that good.
I don't mean that I consumed 8 video games only this year. Are we starting from the bottom, progressively getting better, or are we starting at the top and going down?
Since we do 10 to 1 in the ranking in recommending stuff, I say we start from the bottom of our lists.
Okay. So for number 8, I have Arcadegeddon, a game that I played 5 hours of maybe total. What if Destiny 2 was third person and had no content?
Jesus.
Like, we still just, like, firing through these, like, go on?
Go for it.
No discourse? Okay.
Get in there.
Number 7, Madden 23. If you need me to explain what the yearly iteration of Madden is, then you probably don't want to play it. Also, a quick aside, the game that me and Ryan have been playing for the last year might not exist anymore.
Wait, what?
There was a bug, apparently, over the course of a couple days towards the end of this year, that if you logged in, your franchise doesn't exist anymore. It got wiped from the server.
Does that affect the ranking at all?
Or that shows you how bad Arcadegeddon is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, if I had 11 games that I had played this year, Madden wouldn't be on it anymore. But it is.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2, again, kind of the same thing. It's Overwatch 1, but like slightly less of it. Dying Light 2, Stay Human. Turns out cardio and sunlight is the cure for the zombie virus, along with depression. Lake. In Lake, you live out the Gen Z dream of doing of delivering packages in the 80s. I don't know. I feel like
everyone's Gen Z dream.
Yeah, Gen Z likes that. They like the 80s, and they like menial jobs. And if you think about it, Lake is a Strand type game.
All right, well, you're making a great pitch now. Okay.
Warzone 2. It's Warzone, but with Escape from Tarkov.
And PUBG.
And PUBG. Elden Ring. Dark Souls goes big.
That's not a sentence. That one's just a tagline.
I love it.
And then my number 1 game this year, Horizon Forbidden West. What if the robot dinosaurs were the friends we made along the way?
I love it. Ryan, you are up.
Oh, man. Andrew thought he was so slick with his 8 games. What if I told you I could narrow it down to a top 5?
Say what you will about Ryan Holtz, but he is efficient.
When you spend hundreds of hours in one video game, how much time is there for others? Number 5, Arcadegeddon. Bad. Number 4, I will kill myself if Arcadegeddon gets on the list. Number 4, Madden 23. Yeah, we couldn't play our franchise mode for
like 2 months.
Month
Yeah,
or
like
2 months.
Yeah, at least a month.
Because we had issues like where it would just revert back to a previous state and we couldn't advance essentially. And then we find out that like there was a bug, so they tried to fix it. And then it went down again, even though they told everyone the bug was fixed. And then if you tried to log in when it went down, it corrupted your save file and disappeared your franchise. And you literally can't do it anymore. So bad game. Bad. But it's a game I played from this year.
Yeah.
Number 3, Overwatch 2. I didn't play much Overwatch, but I did play Overwatch 2. My friends are expert strategists in Overwatch 2, where I'm always like, what do we do to change things? And Andrew says, kill. And Lucas maybe says like, oh, we try to group up together and flank left, and then we get fucking squad wiped and lose. Or we just win handily, and it doesn't make any sense because there was nothing, we didn't play any differently. Number 2, Warzone 2.0. Call of Duty decided, hey, PUBG's cool, and fucking other games are cool. What if we just did that in our game and released it as a new game? And it's pretty fun. Number 1, FIFA 23. Just a fucking great game. just outstanding, y'all. Just got back from a break. Hadn't played because I was in Florida. Pounded off 8 wins in a row. Just absolutely crushing probably children who got the game for Christmas.
And you can play it on your phone.
Yeah, I was doing squad battles on my phone. And then also, you can actually connect to your PS5 via your phone remotely and use your phone as a PlayStation controller. But unfortunately, you can't hit more than one button at the same time on your phone. So playing a sports video game is nigh on impossible. But yeah, you come back and a bunch of little kids who got the game for Christmas have a bunch of gold, like, base players in their team, and you're just locked and loaded full of special players, and you just kick the shit out of them all day, and it's fun. And then they don't leave, and you're up like 9-0, and you kind of feel bad, but you kind of want them to leave, so you want to keep scoring, because maybe the 10th goal will be the one that finally makes them leave.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No, I pulled it up, and there was like some guy with like a CDM as his left back. Like, he had people out of position who weren't even good, and I was just like, oh my guy, you're in so much trouble. And it was like 8-0, and I was like, dude, quit.
But it's not, you're not giving up by quitting. You are efficiently using your time if you leave right now.
You cannot win this game. Both of us just want to stop playing. Why not quit?
Fantastic. I'm sorry. I'm going to be taking up a lot of time here, guys. I got 10 whole video games in my top 10 list.
Damn.
Number 10, Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. If you know the language of first-person shooters, this game asks you to learn very little beyond that, and I dug that. I dug just being able to get into it and play this video game. That is fantastic. Number 9, Overwatch 2. This game has some of the most cynical design and monetization philosophy of any game I think I've ever played. But also, it puts that dog in me. It brings out that dog in me.
He got that dog in him.
He doesn't have that dog in him. He got that dog put in him, which
I got
is
hungry.
terrifying.
This game makes me hungry to get to gold rank in a way that isn't healthy, I think.
How's that quest going? Are you sniffing it at all?
I'm silver rank 1.
Oof. That's
I'm
like
one
bottom of
position
silver?
away. Top of silver.
Oh, you're top of... Okay, well then that'll definitely get you going.
Number 8, Pokemon Scarlet. This is the second best Pokemon game to come out this year.
Wasn't okay. I gotta cut in for a second. Wasn't like the first Pokemon game that came out this year also like not great? You talked a lot of shit about it.
I talked a lot of shit about Legends Arceus.
I thought you did. Maybe that was just everyone else on the internet.
Wow. People on the internet hypercritical of a Pokemon game? What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That's my bad.
No. We'll get to it. Number 7, Live Alive. This is a very cool touch-up of a game that has heavily impacted the JRPG genre, and I love it. More games should just be a series of vignettes. Number 6, River City Girls 2. They're girls in River City again, beating people up. It's great. This game is great to play. Feels good to punch people. Number 5, Triangle Strategy. Of this being a year heavy with a lot of tactics titles, and more coming next year, I guess. This one struck a really good balance of having a really kind of grandiose war story at the center and some great gameplay to back it up. Number 4, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. This is the mouthful mode game. We got Carby in here. We got Coneby in here. We got Lightbulb in here. Number 3, Pokemon Legends Arceus. They did it. They made an open world Pokemon game work really well. And even though this is sold far less than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I hope that this is the one that Game Freak chooses to learn from and iterate upon going forward. Number 2, Neon White. This game makes me feel like a speedrunner, and that is the coolest feeling in the world. And then number 1, Elden Ring. A game that I will still argue just kind of broke into being a mainstream cultural moment for a second. And I love it, and that is deserved, and all of the hype is deserved.
I want to throw out there that you only have one more original IP release than Andrew. And Andrew doesn't even have 10 games and isn't a real gamer.
I think that's more of an indictment of the games industry as a whole and their unwillingness to release new IP. Yeah. Wait, do we count Elden Ring as an original IP?
I was not.
No.
But
what?
But if you do, then it's still one more because Andrew also has Elden Ring. So
okay. Well, fine. Fine.
Yeah, no. Neon White, Triangle Strategy, and Live Alive.
Yeah.
And then I have 1, so you're only 2 more than me, and I only have 5 games. Arcadegeddon holding it down is original IP, man. We shit on it, but it's an original idea.
This is going in a weird direction, and I'm not even going to entertain a line of conversation that puts Arcadegeddon on this top 10 list.
Wait, guys, we need to only have original.
Yeah, no, look, we
this.
shit on it, but you have to respect the artistic process.
I want to throw out there.
Okay.
This is going to be the second time that I make reference to this. I was not a fucking coward on my shows and movies list.
Yes.
There are a couple of shows and movies that are really fucking cuspy for me that you guys both have on your lists. And because I'm not a coward, I stuck to my fucking guns and I was like, no, you know what? Fucking The Rehearsal and The Bear are better TV show, or were better this year than Barry and What We Do in the Shadow and like some of these other shows that like you guys had on your list and would have been easy to get on, but I'm like, you know what? No, I don't believe in them. Or you know what? These movies are better. And I fucking did not compromise. And I'm just looking at your 9 and 10, Lucas, and I can't help. But or at least maybe you're 10. You're 9. You do play a lot of Overwatch too. But I feel like maybe you're 10 was a bit of a compromise to get a couple points there.
So that 10 spot was more. I played a lot of video games this year. fewer games that released this year than what I realized. And Warzone, it beat out Bayonetta 3, a game that I actively despised and actually wrote about for a platform called Anime Feminist that all of you can read about how that game just enthusiastically betrays the queer audience that largely helped popularize it and sang its praises and defended that series for so long. And that game is loathsome to me.
Got it.
So, yeah, I like Warzone too.
You only had 11 games from this year?
Well, I also had Tactics Ogre on there, but that's a pretty direct remake of a game that came out in the 90s, and also, timing being what it was, I couldn't beat it. So, yeah, no, that's why I didn't make the cut.
Got it.
I mean, for me, those shows and movies are on my list because, I mean, out of the shows that I watched, those are the 10 best of them. I saw 17 shows and watched 16 movies from this year, which I know, like, you guys have, seen more of some or the other. But it's like, yeah, no, I gave each of them a rank, like a rating, and I put my top 10 from this year on my list. And that's how it is. I'm not gonna say like, oh no, Barry was so good, it deserves to be on the list, because I gave Barry like a 7. Like,
right,
yeah.
No, I wasn't calling. I think it was just the Warzone and the Overwatch thing. I filled out my list after you guys. And on my shows, I left off The Boys, which feels like it would have been easy points.
I was surprised by that.
I left off fucking Barry, which I know you guys are going to force onto the list. I left off Players. I left off What We Do in the Shadows, which are both pretty cuspy. Movies, I left off the Bob's Burgers movie, which I watched on the plane, which I feel like was pretty cuspy, but I just genuinely think that Hustle and Prey are better movies. I don't know, man. I want credit because I'm gonna lose this year, and I just want credit for sticking to my guns and doing my fucking best. Might have to make some alliances in this game because I don't have a single fucking game that needs to be on this top 10 list as far as I'm concerned.
We're doing gentlemen's agreements here, and you know what? Yeah, we are here to win and also create the best list possible, which is, of course, a subjective thing. So we are going to fight about it because we are 3 people who are passionate about media. And for the sake of kicking off these arguments, I would like to recommend Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. What is this game actually titled? I've just been calling it Warzone 2.0, but that's not...
The game is like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, parentheses 2022, because it's the second
Modern
one.
Warfare 2.
Yeah. And then Warzone 2 is like a standalone game mode,
but that you can download separately.
You can download it, like basically downloads the entire game, but you only get access to part of it.
Yeah, and at any moment you can unlock Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, parentheses 2022,
which is why the file size is so fucking big.
Yeah, which is of course a follow-up to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2020, the spiritual successor to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, released in 2008.
I'm
not confusing at all.
I genuinely think this game would be at least 2 positions higher on my personal list if they rolled out another wave of Call of Duty Jeeps for Modern Warfare 2 2022. Or at least try to refurbish some of the old ones that didn't sell. Like just tack a parenthesis 2022 to the bottom of that. But no, I'd like to recommend this for my number 10, for our number 10 game.
Is it high enough, Andrew? Could we eke out a couple more positions?
I think we could knock it a little bit higher. I mean, one, I do think this is a really good first-person shooter. Like
Andrew likes it a lot.
I do like it a lot. I've been playing a ton of it. I'm probably gonna burn myself out from it pretty quickly, like I did with the first Warzone. I've been doing a lot of solo DMZs. Like, I think
that seems like a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
To burn out.
Yeah, which I think it's really fun. I think it's a really cool mode. But yeah, I would say definitely doesn't deserve to be in the top 5. You care about video games more in the way that Ryan cares about TV more. I think it should be higher than number 10. Ryan, what do you think?
unless you're gonna get just the top 10 list if if Warzone 2.0 is number 10.
It's just
right?
it's just gonna be Lucas's list.
like Lucas's list plus Horizon Forbidden West. Like that is going to be the top 10 if we do this. So what can you offer me, Lucas? How can we? I'll wheel and deal. It's I'll be taking a 2-point hit here for the chance of potentially actually getting more.
I'm not in a position where I need to make deals right now. I think Warzone 2.0 is going to make it on this list somewhere,
Yeah.
probably at the expense of a game I have ranked higher, but. Yeah,
I mean, like,
logically,
it has to, because otherwise your entire list is going to make it.
Right.
Am
I allowed to put games on here that I didn't play?
No.
What?
No.
That's the rule. That's like the biggest rule we have is you have.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, otherwise I could just say like, yeah, a lot of people said After Sun was really good. That should be our number 1 movie of the year.
But like, we can nominate games that you guys have.
Yeah.
Correct.
On the
yes.
list
Nominate,
to make the list.
But you can't put them on.
What's the difference?
They can't give you points
because it's not your game.
It's chaos. It's no one gets
No.
points.
It's definitely a rule that you can nominate games that are on our lists that aren't on yours. Like that's always been part of the wheeling and dealing. Like I could nominate River City 2 or River City Girls 2, even though I didn't play it. But I couldn't nominate God of War Ragnarok.
That's what I'm saying. Like, shouldn't God of War Ragnarok be on our fucking list, you guys?
This has been
Absolutely not.
This has been the structure we've been running with for like 4 of these. Like,
is it though? I just think that we've all like been like, well, why would we do that? Because it would be no points for anyone. But once again, I'm Lord Varys in this list. You're fucking Littlefinger and Cersei and shit. You're like, oh, I gotta win. I'm like, nah, man, our list should be respectable.
Our list will not be respectable if God of War Ragnarok is on it, in my opinion.
Okay, like, look.
You actually think that God of War Ragnarok is not a top 10 game of 2020?
I will entertain sad dad games being appreciated by members of this podcast. And that sad dad game is The Last of Us. And sometimes The Last of Us 2. Yes. That's fine. We're good.
Universal praise.
I'm buckling up. You guys are going to be like, oh man, that new HBO series so fucking good.
I haven't
like,
heard a single person that played God of War Ragnarok say it wasn't, like, at the very least, pretty good.
The negative reviews are, it was a disappointment in terms of like relation to the first release. Like no one is like, it's bad.
And most people still said it was better than the first one.
Yeah,
like,
no, most people really like it.
We can't have an opinion on this because none of us have played it.
I went through an entire winter break of a lot of outlets that I trust deeply doing their top games of top games of 2022. Shockingly few of them had God of War listed, and I think that game received a lot of recency bias in the Game Awards. I said it. Come after me, gamers.
Okay, but it didn't.
Bring it on.
It didn't win Game of the Year. Elden Ring did. You got your
but it
way.
won a bunch of other awards. It won a bunch.
Also, by the way, just because Horizon Forbidden West is my number 1 game doesn't mean I'm going to like fight against Elden Ring being number 1. I think that's probably just how this is going to go. I'm not going to fight against that. It's my number 2 game. I'm okay with it being number 1. I just think Horizon should be at least top 3.
You like Kotaku, right, Lucas?
Yes.
What's their number 2 game of the whole year behind only Elden Ring?
Oh, I don't. For them, I was more focusing on the individual lists, which I don't. Paradoxically, I don't think it was on any of their like.
How did
OG
it get to be
10?
the second best game?
Because sometimes when you're a writer on the internet, you gotta cater to the masses.
The masses that say it's a really good video game?
Yeah, the masses that love it, that universally praise it.
It's the tyranny of the majority.
Wait, where do you find the individual rankings? How do I see that?
They've been publishing them periodically.
I've seen one that says so far, but that doesn't even include Ragnarok, because before that. I just want to see that. I want to see.
Okay, we don't have a
Kotaku
single
writers.
game on our list. We gotta get going.
This is part of it, baby.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically, Lucas nominated Warzone. Ryan and I are vetoing. Is that how that went?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucas refused to make a deal. I was open to it, but he did not He did not see any path towards that being included.
I almost think this is a strategy for you guys. Like, if I was a little more cynical, I'd be like, no, they're intentionally leaving stuff off, and then I look foolish because I don't know if Warzone is genuinely like the number 2 and number 3 game you guys played this year, or if that's just the second or third game you guys played.
Yeah.
But okay.
It's the second best game I played this year. I told you that I have 100% legitimacy in my list. I did not back down from any. There's no strategic nature in my top 10. It was all just objectively. I played 5 video games. I ranked them in order. I watched 30 TV shows. I ranked them in order. I watched 15 movies. I ranked them in order. Like,
all right.
No agenda whatsoever.
Boy, Ryan's putting out some wild card energy right now. So I think the order is down from me on my screen. Andrew, nominate something for number 10 game, please.
What would you guys do if I nominated Arcadegeddon? I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Absolutely. I would say very mean things about people you two like on the internet. And
I said I
don't
would
think any of us
kill
want
myself.
to.
Yeah, no.
if it makes
And
the list,
Ryan's
so.
right. It does not deserve to be on the list. I have a game ranked higher than Arcadegeddon that I also, for reasons I'll get into later, do not want on this list. I'd say for number 10, Madden 2023 or Madden 23.
You were not able to play it for how much of the year?
I don't want it.
Okay.
I don't want Madden
All right.
on the list.
That's 2 vetoes. We're moving on.
Up to you, Ryan.
All right, y'all. FIFA, come on. Give me a point. Give me a fucking point, y'all.
We can put
This is the
FIFA
greatest game
there.
ever.
Come on.
Yeah. I was like, please make it back to me, man. I just want it on the list. I know it's not perfect. I know there's problems with it. The fact that EA lets you literally just fucking thrive without paying a goddamn dime. All it costs is just time. Like, it's not like a shitty mobile game that makes you fucking buy credits in order to progress faster than a fucking snail's pace. Like, you put in 5 hours or you pay $10, but the 5 hours are enjoyable. So, like, who the fuck is spending real money? That is the saddest thing I've ever heard. But yeah,
I really wish we didn't get there. Like, it wasn't so obvious how we got to the monetization in FIFA being better, because there's a well-documented history of the FIFA games having very terrible, very exploitative
the FIFA games
business practices.
are kind of why like a lot of these video games as gambling court cases have popped up.
Yeah. But then in a vacuum, sure. Yeah, with a clear conscience, we can have that number 10.
Yeah.
if you have a second of self-control, just an ounce. Yeah, sure, if you're 12 and you got your mom's credit card on your console, things might get fucking hairy. But if you're a 25-year-old man with even a shred of fucking control, you can have a good time.
We got to be getting past that, right? Like, millennials are becoming parents. They know not to do that. Maybe. I hope.
I don't know. I'd love to see a breakdown of the whales in, like, mobile / microtransaction
what their age is.
gaming. Yeah. Because obviously a lot of old people and a lot of young people, but...
That's to me for number 9. I'd like to recommend Overwatch 2.
That feels too low, too. Why are you
Really?
shooting so low?
You talked about it like it was the thing that got you out of bed in the morning. You said it put that dog in you.
None of the other games on your list put that dog in you.
Because there's some really scummy monetization stuff in there that brings it down for me. There was a stretch this year where there were skins being advertised on Overwatch for characters you could not play as. It's gross, and that brings it down for me.
Look, dude, you're talking to 2 veterans of Madden. Like,
Okay.
that ain't
But in
shit.
I feel like Overwatch and Warzone could be slightly elevated. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, fair. Passing it on. Andrew.
So this is 9. I'm gonna again nominate one of my own games. I'm gonna say Lake.
I have not heard you talk about Lake whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Really?
What's like?
Oh.
Yeah.
Lake is a game that Jade and I played together. It's an indie game. You play as a woman in the 1980s whose dad is a mailman in like a small Pacific Northwest town, and like he goes on vacation, so you have to be a mailman for 2 weeks, and you like meet all the quirky town folks, and rekindle like old relationships and make decisions on if you want to go back to working for the man or, go back home and do something that's actually kind of enjoyable. It's just like a fun, cozy way to kill 10 hours.
What's the ending? What's the takeaway?
There's multiple endings because you can choose. It's like you work for a computer company. You're a computer coder in the 1980s. And it's like either like, holy shit, like we're on the verge of getting, this big contract that's going to make us all millionaires. Do you go back and do that and work for your overbearing boss? Like, do you choose money or do you choose to stay in the town, and just get to know all these people again? Or do you go on a road trip and become a lesbian, with a movie buff that's kind of annoying? Or do you start dating this annoying lumberjack guy? It's there's choices. There's 5 different endings, I think.
I really hate to be this guy because it sounds like it was a fantastic game for you and your partner, Andrew.
It's an indie game. Come on, you got to get indie game on the list.
It's an indie game released in 2021.
No, it wasn't.
Ooh.
Lake is a 2021 graphic adventure game developed by gamers and published by Whitethorn Games.
It was released on Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X in September of 2021. Later released for PlayStation 5.
No! I remember seeing trailers for this game, I can't wait for that to happen, come out, and it said, releasing on PS5 in, this fall. And when it came out, Jade and I bought it. Fuck!
Oof, ouch, owie.
Okay. I guess it's not on the list.
Fuck!
Damn.
Oh my
And Lucas
God.
even got to play the card of dude, I really wish that I could help you out here, man. I'd love to put it on the list. Just one issue.
God damn it. Okay. Who's next, Ryan?
Yeah. Oh boy. Pokemon Scarlet is the number 9
Lock it in.
game.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do it.
That sounds right.
Guys, there's
Jason
some really
liked
good
it.
Pokemon in this game.
What's a quick number 1 best Pokemon of Pokemon Scarlet?
Tinkaton.
Yeah, you've talked about Tinkaton. Number 1 Pokemon that you haven't mentioned before in Pokemon Scarlet. 20th Century Fox.
I like the alligator. I like Fuecoco.
Allicabler.
Alligator, yeah. I should have named him Alligator, but the timing didn't work out of that. He got a little bird. He got a little bird on his head, like alligators in real life. The bird's made out of fire.
What?
Oh.
I thought he was an apple. I thought that was an apple stem.
Clodsire is pretty great.
Clodsire.
Yeah. What if Quagsire was just dumber? Just a dumb piece of shit. It was
What a
amazing.
pitch.
Yeah.
What a pitch from that game dev.
Yeah. Nah, they're cute.
There you go.
That's back to me then. Boy, I'm sending one of my games out to pasture by jumping around a little bit, but I think, that's where my heart is with this one. I'd like to nominate River City Girls for our number 7 spot. River City Girls 2.
Number 8. Yeah.
Yeah, number 8.
Number 8, God damn it, yes.
That seems fair.
That's fair.
It's 2 spots below your ranking. That seems decent.
I know what the next 2 are going to be.
To talk about River City Girls 2 for a second, I think I like this one a little bit less than the original, and I think our ranking reflects that, but God, it still feels so good to play this game, especially by the end of it, when you get the combos down, I'm hitting enemies, and, they never touch the ground. I am just stringing combos into them, and they die in the air, and it feels amazing. And then also the writing is still pretty fun and quirky in places. I did talk about it a little bit. The impetus for them losing all of their XP being that they just played video games for 3 months straight and forgot how to fight. And then later they bring it back around. They fight the guy who got them expelled from school. And he's like, yeah, I embarrassed you by getting you expelled from school. And they're like, we've been playing video games for the past 3 months. That was amazing. You did us a favor. And then the other girl being like, I didn't even go to that school. Like, that wasn't my school, man. It's great. It's fun. To you, Andrew, for number 7.
I don't know how I want to play
games
this.
we don't want in the top 5 that have been brought up before as needing to be higher.
Yeah?
And there's 2 of us.
Are we going with Overwatch? We can go Overwatch.
That wasn't what I had in mind,
Oh,
for sure.
what did you have in mind?
I mean,
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, like what were you talking about?
Oh, Warzone.
Oh.
And then, like, Warzone, then Overwatch, so they weren't in the top 5, but they were on the list higher than 10 and 9.
Like we could do Overwatch here at number 7. Warzone could be at like 6.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you believe that...
if the list is okay with that.
Okay,
I'm just saying, like, you're next, Ryan. Like,
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I thought that
You could-
we all agreed that... Well, I guess you didn't, Andrew. No, I didn't either.
I mean,
Damn. No,
okay,
no.
yeah, the majority of this podcast thinks that by some margin, Warzone is greater than Overwatch 2.
yeah.
Apparently.
It's a slim margin for me too, but yeah, okay. I just went with Overwatch 2 over it because I played more of it, but I'm fine with this.
Fair.
All right, Overwatch.
Overwatch 2 it is. And then, as a formality, I'll nominate Warzone 2.0.
Seconded.
Okay, so that's going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare parentheses 2022 Modern Warfare 2
Two
of
eyes.
course.
Parenthesis 2022.
And then is that a comma or a semicolon?
I would just regular colon.
Yeah.
Full colon.
2 colons, Ryan?
Look, it's
Okay.
Warzone 2.0.
Okay.
It's a forward slash.
In reality, usually you would use a dash as the follow-up.
Yeah, Warzone 2.0 / 2 rounds of parentheses DMZ 2 rounds of parentheses.
Warfare 2.0. I like that better.
These games ain't bad. Both of them.
Yeah.
Pretty alright. What did I have for number 5? Oh boy. This is... I gotta think ahead here. Okay, so one of these spots...
Game it out, Lucas. Game it out.
Game it out. Okay, so one of these spots is going to go to Horizon Forbidden West.
No, it's not.
What?
That's Oh, you mean like
So one of the top 5 is going to Horizon.
Oh, okay.
Forbidden
I
West.
thought you meant like one of these like number. Or yeah, no, 5 and 4 is too low. I'd be okay within the top 3, but
Lucas's face.
I feel like Ryan would agree with me if I were to nominate that one, so I want it known on the record I'm doing Andrew a favor by not pitching that right now. But anyway, I'm going to lose one of the games in my top 5 spot because of this. So I got to think about which one I want to skip over, and I think I'm going to nominate, as a compromise for my friends who I care about, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands for number 5.
Sell us on Kirby versus, like Triangle Strategy or Pokemon Legends Arceus.
You know how in all the advertisements it featured Kirby going mouthful mode on a car and being Carby?
Sure.
At the very end of the game, you are fighting what is clearly Satan, and as he is about to blow up the planet with a Kamehameha, Kirby goes mouthful mode on a truck, somehow drives through the air, and then just runs over Satan as a semi-truck to save the world, to save the planet.
okay.
I have a question which will be
Yes.
important for my decision.
Okay?
Are you controlling Kirby as the mouthful mode semi-truck?
You
or is
are.
it a cutscene?
No, it is a full-on. You are driving the truck as Kirby.
Very interesting.
So I will say that sounds cool. You are doing that thing again, though, where someone asks you to explain why something is good, and then you just describe something incredibly stupid. and that's your explanation as for why something is good. That's your analysis for the whole game is Kirby turns into a truck and kills Satan.
Kirby truck goes brrr.
That's the best description I can give of that game, Andrew. Kirby eats a truck and kills Satan.
What else do you want, Andrew?
No. Look, I'm actually cool. I'm cool with Kirby here. I'm not surprised you're putting it this low, but
I mean, it was only one position over what I have currently, and I got to make some kind of compromise
okay.
because I'm a good friend, and I want the record to show that.
Let the record show Lucas is a good friend.
All right, Kirby.
Andrew, number 4.
Number 4.
Let's see how bad he wants to fight this.
I'm gonna nominate Neon White. I think it should be in the top 5. Like I didn't play it. That's on me because I had the opportunity to play it. But from like the stuff you talked about and like the videos I saw of it from like Donkey, it seemed pretty original. Seemed fun. Seemed like it was a good time. Like just to like actually do the action. It was also kind of built for speed running. That's cool. So, yeah, are you cool with that at number 4? It's 2 spots lower than where you have it. Ryan, will you back me up?
I want to know what Lucas's ideal top 4 is now. I'm trying to work it out. Like, is it just for you? It would be Horizon at 4. Arceus, Neon White, Elden Ring? Like,
correct. Yeah.
Or you would just get the top 3?
Yes. Which has no point benefits to me, audience.
Right. So in reality, what Andrew is proposing is a compromise where he gets, or where we get Arceus, or no, we get Neon White here, then Forbidden West, going up 1 spot, and then I'm assuming Arceus and Elden Ring? I don't know what Andrew's angling for to be number 2.
Unless he's getting...
I mean, I think the top 3 should obviously be some combination of Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, and Arcadegeddon.
Chaos!
Honestly, I don't know what that 3rd spot should be. I don't know what number 3 should be. Maybe number 3.
I think it should be Neon White.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be Neon White, basically, is what I'm saying.
No, I think 4 should be Neon White. 3 should be Pokemon Legends Arceus. That's where Luke...
Why'd you flip them then? Like, if that is what you thought, you knew that Lucas was going to fight you on this.
I could nominate that one too. I mean,
you don't get to do that. You don't get to change it after the nomination. We're locked in now.
I was just trying to figure out.
I was trying to do like an olive branch to Lucas. I'm like, hey man, want to make like
that's not an olive.
You
branch.
have offering a game like a position below what I have.
You spat on his offering.
I didn't think about the 3 spot. I had the nomination now, and like this is my chance to nominate a game Lucas liked.
Yeah, Arceus. I think Lucas.
I didn't think of that.
Andrew, game it out. We need to have some strategy here.
This wasn't a gamification moment. I just thought, Lucas will appreciate this one, but I guess he didn't.
If you had another game that Lucas didn't have that was a viable top 3 candidate other than Forbidden West, your move would have made sense. But now I'm like, well, now what? We just randomly switch the order of Lucas's list?
Right.
That's fair. That's a good argument. You're right. It would make more sense for Pokemon Legends Arceus to be at number 4. That's my bad.
Yo, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no to Neon White at number 4. I'm now convinced it can go higher.
But like, okay, so if I say no, then I have to make the decision with who I'm fucking siding with if I'm going to fucking throw out Forbidden West at 4, or if I'm going to hold off and then let Andrew get it at 3 or 2, but I don't know.
Right.
So I feel like I'm just going to say yes, and we're just going to go out of order for Arceus, and fuck it. Neon White at 4. So now I don't have to choose.
Unless Andrew wants to be hilarious and turn that down.
No, he
I nominated
proposed it.
Yeah.
It's too late.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So I'm going to say Neon White at 4. You're still going to get the points, Lucas. Don't worry. Nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Literally nothing is going to leapfrog you. You're getting the points. I know the list is slightly worse, but like, oh well. Number 3, Horizon Forbidden West.
It's too low.
Approved.
Wow.
I think I kind of gave my piece on Neon White. But just to reiterate a little bit, on top of making me feel like a speedrunner, this is just a really cool looking game. The visual design of it, the voice acting, how good it feels to hit a button, how good it feels to shoot, how good it feels to jump, moving in this game. Everything about it just drips atmosphere, and the soundtrack is incredible and got me further into electronica music because it's entirely scored by Machine Girl, and they are fire, and it is a travesty that this was not nominated for Best Score at the Game Awards this year. Yeah, I love Neon White. There's really nothing else like it, and I'm torn between whether or not I want that to stay the same or whether or not I want... No, it's fine if there's never anything else like Neon White, but I hope there are other things as weird and brave as Neon White. But their own thing.
That's why I'm going to say I think it's so dumb that Pokemon Legends Arceus is going to be at number 2. Because Neon White, I get the appeal for that. I think it's cool. I think it's original. Pokemon Legends Arceus looks like it's so bad.
Why are you talking like you didn't have the power to change this?
I didn't want it on the list at all.
Wow.
Andrew, why... No, I want to hurt you a little bit now. Why do you like the White Savior game Horizon Forbidden West?
White Savior game?
Yeah!
What's
she doing? What's Aloy doing in this game? Going around to indigenous coded groups of
She
people
is an
and being
indigenous coded group. She is
She is a
that.
white woman with dreadlocks.
She doesn't have dreadlocks. No, she doesn't.
Does she not have dreadlocks?
No, some of her hair is braided, like some of it, but like not fucking dreadlocks.
Aloy. Yeah, no, it's braided.
Okay.
What?
No.
There it is.
No,
Yeah.
it's just braids.
It's a weird look.
Oh man, I typed
Anyway,
in
what's the pitch
Aloy.
on
I
it?
found some really weird Aloy art.
Are you shocked?
Why is this
All
game
right.
good? Why does this game deserve to be number 3?
Horizon Forbidden West. The
Yeah.
combat it's so fucking smooth, and it's designed to just be like fun. It's enjoyable.
Okay.
It's fast paced. You can do some like really high skill, MLG looking shit, or you could just use the same strategy all game long, and it never gets not fun. The enemy design is really cool. The sound is great. The music is fun. The world is it's beautiful, not just like in terms of how like graphically stunning it looks, but like it's like cool and designed really well. Like it's interesting. And like the character interactions are like really cool and meaningful, and like a lot of it gets pretty emotional. And I love the fucking hell out of this game.
Oh.
And like the only reason I gave it a 9 instead of a 10 is that story gets kind of cheesy at points.
Does she kill her sister and become the superior clone?
No, they become they work out their shit. Their friends, their sister, their family.
Does she kill the alien billionaires?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's to me then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if despite me he put Elden Ring at 2 so that Pokemon Legends Arceus was 1?
That was our number one.
Boy, I mean, when you think about it,
be.
which game was more innovative in the open world genre? No, I'm not admitting Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game is... It's kind of everything that works really well about Pokemon games, or at least what made the franchise appealing in the first place. I think this is a piece of media that looks at other stuff in the genre and figures out how it can be improved upon, both in terms of a Pokemon game and in terms of an open world game. I'm a sucker for games that have a Nexus area that has a hub, and Pokemon Legends Arceus has a really great one of those. But then the changes it makes to the Pokemon formula for this game, the fact that I didn't feel guilty catching a bunch of Pokemon in this game, because the premise of this one isn't, hey, you're a Pokemon trainer, you gotta go out there and make friends with Pokemon and become the champion. It's, we don't know what these freaky little dudes are. You gotta catch as many of them as possible so we can do science on them. Made a really meaningful difference in how I engage with this game, and I think it deserves to be our number 2 game of the year.
I mean, by default, I don't have any other options, man.
I'm
Can't
taking
go down
that
to
as a
triangle
yes.
strategy. There you go.
I'd say this is twisting the knife, kicking it to you, Andrew, but you have this one ranked similarly, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's Elden Ring. We all knew that it would be number 1. We knew it would be number 1 on our list like 6 months ago, even before I played it. Like, I think Ryan made a comment, like, before Lucas gave it to me as a gift, and I played it, and, like, for the most part, really enjoyed it. Ryan said, like, yeah, like, Andrew, don't try to pull some bullshit and, like, not get Elden Ring as a number 1 game. We know that's how it should probably end up. And, yeah, it probably should. I don't think it's as innovative as a lot of people, like, tried to make it out to be. I don't understand that argument. But it's fun for the most part. The combat works pretty good. It's glitchy as fuck. And it's way too hard. Like, I'll say it. Like, that is not a feature. That's poor game design. It is too hard. The scaling is bullshit. This is a game that I have put like almost 70 hours in. Last time I played, I fought an enemy that is seated, cannot turn around, can only attack once per like 10 seconds, and doesn't do a lot of damage. And you just get behind him, hit him 3 times, and he dies. I got 3,500 XP from that. I then, like, half an hour later, proceeded to fight the same field enemy 12 times. Because he killed me 11 times, and I finally killed him. He gave me 1,500 XP. It's not scaled in any sort of way that makes sense. It is just a hodgepodge. It is not a feature. That is a fucking bug. But anyway, yeah, Elden Ring, number 1 game. Jesus Christ.
To say something positive about Elden Ring, because I've been thinking about the world and the writing and the lore a lot more lately as, like I alluded to, gaming outlets going over their top games of the year. It had bugged me for a little while why the fight between Melania and General Radahn was featured so prominently in the game's advertising and in the opening cutscene, because both of them are optional bosses, and, like, on a surface level, all that fight does is kind of give you a heads up about why one area of the map is, spoilers, Andrew, but, like, the 3rd most fucked up place in the game. And, yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot more, and I realized that scene, that fight between these 2 demigods just struggling to have a little more power, and then in the process, both of them just becoming so fucked up. When you run into General Radahn, I think one of his best friends is like, yeah, he's basically like a really big dog right now. We gotta put him out of his misery. That's just a microcosm of some of the bigger themes of the game and how this game engages with ideas like faith, and the backdrop of this game being just entities slightly more mysterious and powerful than Radon and Melania, like, fighting over nothing and just fucking up a bunch of shit, a bunch of people's lives in the process. And it is devastating to think about. And when I considered the ending I went with for the game, it's like, I don't know, it says something. I think it says something about people, about humanity, about what we are capable of, that we have the ability to be more, be bigger than what we are forced into. And that's why it's my number one game of the year, and I'm glad that it's ours.
All right, everyone can check my math. I double checked it. Reverse checked it.
You're not going to try to screw up the math?
I didn't try to do anything.
Again?
Everyone is more than welcome to check it, but looks like through one round, Lucas has 46, Andrew is 27, and Ryan is 10.
We go by inverse points. Number 1, you get 10 points. Number 2, 9, etc. If you have one that made it into a position, you get that number of points.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, even if it was your number 10 game and it made it to number 1, you get the full 10 points.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that should be good. But Lucas is checking math. So do we move on to TV?
Yeah, I think TV's next on the list, right?
Are we good? Are we moved, like, no break? We want to dive right in?
Might as well, right?
Okay. I can go over my top 10 shows quick, and then one of you fuckers can do it. Number 10, Akiba Maid War. This is just every crime movie, show, whatever, but it's proto-sex workers in this, and it's... that's the wrong word. Proto-Instagram models in this, and I love it. Number 9, The Boys. Were there problems? Yes. Did a main character get a superpower that whenever he teleports, he is naked? Also, yes. Number 8, Rick and Morty. This was a really strong season of Rick and Morty, and I think it's a testament to the other shows that came out this year that this is so far down on my list. Number 7, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. This television series successfully applied the anxiety, the original's focus on creative anxiety into other aspects of life, like work and trying to change and death, and it was very affecting. Number 6, What We Do in the Shadows. Ryan, what's that actor's name again? Mark something?
Oh, shit.
Porkesh?
Yeah, no, we know it. Yeah, Mark Porkesh.
Mark Porkesh playing a child is the best. And that on top of, like, some evolving character dynamics is great. Number 5, Barry. This was maybe the best shot show of the year, and I wish the writing was a little bit better. I wish it was a little funnier, because it would be so much higher if it was. I just realized a typo. I'm correcting it. Number 4. Wait, no, that's right? Barry? Whatever.
Barry has lost all meaning.
I don't know. I'm losing it. Where'd Andrew put it? How did Andrew spell it? Barry. Okay, perfect. Number 4, Severance. This show also took over the world for a minute. A lot like Elden Ring. I would say more, but we're going to talk a lot about it. Number 3, Smiling Friends. This has Newgrounds energy and tackles situations that have given me so much more anxiety than they should have. It's number 3. Number 2, Players. Esports is cool, it's dumb, it's weird. The people in it are too much, and this show effectively captures all of that. And then number 1, Peacemaker. Boy, this is the most show about masculinity I have ever seen, and very much enjoy it. Are we going reverse order? You know what? No, Ryan's going to be the crescendo. Andrew, what are your top 10 shows?
Okay, let me get my one sentence summaries here. Okay, number 10, The Silent Sea. That water is from the moon. Number 9, 1899. This show takes place in 1899. Or does it?
And it's canceled.
And it was canceled today. And I'm actually really upset about it.
I hate to be this guy. Ryan, is this the show tied to that commercial that we made fun of for like 20 minutes when we saw the last Packer game together? Or is that a different show?
I don't think so.
This is a Netflix exclusive.
I just remember an advertisement very clearly where a
you...
black woman turns to the camera and is like, "It's," and then I think it's 18. She says 1899.
Were you thinking of 1923?
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, because they're a little further back than that. I don't know.
Okay. Oh wait, are you talking about Kindred? That who
maybe
FX
Yeah.
show? Okay.
That sounds like it's probably.
All right, my bad. I apologize. Go on.
No, whatever. Okay, yeah, 1899. I'm actually really fucked up about it being canceled because I really wanted to know what happened next. It wasn't perfect.
Watch Dark, Andrew.
I
just
guess I probably will
better
have
1899.
to. Yeah.
You'll get your fix.
Yeah. Okay. Number 8, The Boys. It's The Boys, but not as good. Number 7, Barry. Barry hits rock bottom for the 3rd season in a row. Number 6, Rick and Morty. You know what Rick and Morty is. It's Rick and Morty. Number 5, Prehistoric Planet. It's our planet, but with dinosaurs. Again, these are summaries and taglines a lot of the time. I really liked Prehistoric Planet. It kind of gave me like a childlike sense of wonder. I really enjoyed it. It also came out at like a specific week where I was going through it, so it really helped. Number 4, Peacemaker. This local racist is appalled by his even more racist dad.
Local racist realizes he's racist because his dad is more racist.
Yeah, exactly. Number 3, House of the Dragon. Family feuds are more interesting than dragons somehow. Number 2, Andor. The fight against fascism takes the sacrifice of all who are willing. This is a show that I knew I'd have a really hard time selling to you guys. I didn't expect you guys to watch it, but I am sad that you didn't. Because if you could somehow put aside all of like the reputation that Star Wars has and just watch this show, it is so fucking good. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Like this show is so fucking good. And the only show that I saw this year that was better than it was Severance, another show that I gave a 10 out of 10. And Severance is a show about the average workday in the office in 2022.
I have had, especially in this past month, a lot of situations where I'm the only person in my office, and it is genuinely haunting. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrew. Love those one-sentence reviews. We're going to Ryan now for his top 10, bottom to top.
Before I get to the top 10, it's time for some honorable mentions. Because Ryan watched 23 shows that belong in the top 10, but that doesn't make any physical sense. All right. And I might accidentally repeat a couple, but I'm pretty sure I got them down. Under the Banner of Heaven, Barry, The Staircase, Survivor, Big Brother, The Amazing Race, The Crown, Murderville, Euphoria, Reboot, Ozark, Players. All shows that should be in the top 10, but won't be because that's not how this works. All right. Number 10, Rick and Morty. One of my favorite seasons, like probably top 2 season of Rick and Morty for me. And I think similar to Lucas, this is just a testament to how good the rest of TV is.
I have not seen the finale.
I have, and it's good.
Really good. It was genuinely heartbreaking for me to rank these. Rick and Morty was one of the first I put on, and then it just kept falling lower and lower.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go on.
No, great show. Andrew needs to watch the finale. It's a great cap on the finale after they stumbled a couple of times. It's great. Number 9, Peacemaker. Really good show. I think I put you guys both on it, and now it's
Yeah.
Much lower on my list than both of yours, but that's, that's how it fucking goes. Good stuff. I really enjoy it. It was very funny. I think it just got passed by a lot of stuff that maybe had a little bit more depth to it than Peacemaker. Not a knock against the show. Still very watchable. Can't wait for season 2. Number 8, The Bear. Lucas really needs to watch The Bear, considering he worked in a Chicago restaurant. He is going to get all the vibes. Another just fucking fascinating character study on what it means to be a worker in the year of our Lord 2022. Like how fucked up just blue collar life is, what it's like in the inner city of an American metropolis. Like, yeah, just a fucking fantastic show with plenty of comedy in there, but also like definitely a drama that just happens to only be half an hour long. Number 7, The Rehearsal. This is the most unique television show that's ever been made. I genuinely don't think that there's ever been anything that even approaches what The Rehearsal was trying to do. And even though it fell short in some parts, I feel like it just has to be given unbelievable kudos. Number 6, Stranger Things. Wow, Stranger Things, similar to Rick and Morty, like after a few kind of stumble through the darkness seasons, fucking came out swinging. Like this is my second favorite season of Stranger Things, and that's saying a lot because season 1 like is basically unbeatable as like a perfect season of television. So just really, really fucking good. Cannot wait for the final season. Number 5, House of the Dragon. Watching Game of Thrones right now, like having now rewatched the golden era of Game of Thrones, we're now like in the middle of season 5 when things start to kind of fall apart. Like the sands have been introduced, so that's when things are about to fall apart. House of the Dragon's right up there with it. I genuinely think that the peaks of House of the Dragon are right there with the peaks of Game of Thrones. Yeah. And like even the politics that we were like, oh my god, this is like the greatest writing ever, when like Varys and Littlefinger are dueling in the throne room. Like genuinely, I think that some of the politics in House of the Dragon surpass that. Like it's more intriguing. I'm more interested in like the characters. I don't know, just
if
really
it sticks
fucking
the
good.
landing, I would love to check it out.
We'll get ready for watching it in 10 years then, because you're gonna miss out on that cultural moment.
Good.
Number 4, Better Call Saul. Speaking of sticking the fucking landing, like, it's every single time it has a season, it's in the top. This is probably the lowest I've ever had it, and again, that's more of a testament to just how fucking fantastic of a year it was for TV. Just an unbelievable show. Like, if you didn't shed a tear during the final course of episodes in the show, I don't know what to say to you. Like, these Breaking Bad was a cultural milestone that I don't know will ever be surpassed in television, and somehow Vince Gilligan made a show that rivals Breaking Bad in every single way. Like, every single aspect of Breaking Bad that was done well is done as well or better in Better Call Saul. And a character who is introduced as like a jokey comic relief, like fucking one-note piece of shit, to just become like one of the most complicated and interesting characters in all of TV. It fucking blows my mind. Number 4. Number 3, Atlanta. Season 4 specifically. Season 3 would have probably missed the list, but it would have been an honorable mention. Season 4 of Atlanta, again, like it tripped, it stumbled a little bit on season 3. Season 4 of Atlanta might be my favorite season of Atlanta. Like, just top to bottom, there was not a single episode that missed. Just fucking fantastic TV. I was worried that Donald Glover was getting a little pretentious, and he just fucking delivered. It's unbelievable. Number 2, Hacks. You guys heard it when season 1 came out. Like, Hacks is probably the funniest and best comedy that's ever been made, potentially. Like, when you watch season 1, you're like, season 2, they had an idea for season 1. What are they going to do in season 2? And then they just come out and deliver yet again just a fucking unbelievable character study and hilarious show. Really wish you guys would watch it, but, sometimes we don't have time. Number 1, Severance. Enough has been said. Fantastic TV. Best show of the year. When I watched it, when I finished it, I was like, I don't think anything can surpass that. Like, that's the show of the year for me. It's going to be number 1 on my top 10s. And it was. Not for lack of competition, because holy shit, Hacks, Atlanta, and Better Call Saul fucking brought it. Like, they tried.
A couple of things, because there is surprisingly little overlap in our shows.
That's my fault. I had a bunch of shows that were like, that ended up like 11, 12, and 13, and I'm like, should I just
That's what makes it fun, though.
Should I do a little hokey pokey and make sure I get extra points?
One thing is, I had Murderville as my number 10 show, but it was tied with The Silent Sea, and I thought like The Silent Sea is more of a television show than Murderville is, so I'm going to give that the edge. I watched the entire season of Peacemaker in the course of 36 hours. Actually, no, it was 24 hours. I watched the first like 6 episodes in one night. That like Jade was gone like that day, and so I just like sat. I'm like, I'm gonna check out this show, and I watched the first 6 episodes like in one night, and then I woke up the next morning and watched the last couple.
Yeah, dude.
And then, what was the last one? Oh, I would have watched The Bear because it seemed really interesting to me. As someone who had worked a lot of years in the food service industry and in kitchens, and I saw a handful of snippets from it, and it sent me into like a full-on panic because of how real it was.
It is.
So I could
so
not watch
real.
it. I could not. I believe that it is as good as people say it is. I can't watch it, and I don't think I'll ever be able to.
I did not work in the food industry, so yeah, I didn't get literal like triggers from it, but also, yeah, just pure anxiety and watching these flawed characters deal with that anxiety in unhealthy ways. It's pretty fucking rough, but
It's
also
it's kind of quietly under-discussed how every chef, and when I say every chef, I mean like at every level, is either like an actual maniac or an alcoholic.
Yeah, like
Because that is the kind of people that job attracts. You need to be that kind of person to work in that environment.
I worked in kitchens for like 8 years. Every single chef was either an alcoholic or a drug addict. And a lot of them were really great people that I loved. Like, but that is the fact of the matter, is that all of them were abusing substances.
I think you guys should give it a shot. Like, watch the first episode. Maybe it'll ease you into it. Like, it's literally, talk about binging. Like, yeah, I just watched all 8 episodes on the plane. Like, it's probably 3.5 hours of content at the end of the day. You can knock it out in 2 sessions easy.
Ryan, your list is 100%. Your list is mostly composed of shows that I know I really should watch.
Except for House of the Dragon, which you
I've
sworn
made
off,
my stance on that clear.
that will never, ever touch the irises of Lucas's eyes.
If I'm recalling where we ended correctly, Andrew, I believe it's up to you to pitch something for number 10.
Ooh.
Didn't Andrew pitch number 1?
Did you say
No,
that?
Lucas did.
Yeah.
No, Lucas pitched Pokemon Legends Arceus, because I pitched Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, that's right.
No, Lucas. Oh, are we doing reverse order?
Andrew Neon. Wait.
Oh wait.
No,
wait.
Andrew,
Okay.
Andrew,
Neon-
you did the Neon White fuck up, so then
Oh no,
I did
sorry.
Horizon
I meant
Forbidden
like
West.
I thought Lucas had the first nomination of last round because he nominated.
No, we keep
Warzone
it going.
at 10.
I think we keep it going from the previous round.
Oh,
I think we
okay.
keep the cycle going.
Okay.
That's more fun. And also, I want to see how much Ryan's willing to play ball having the opening one.
Like
I'm gonna have to play
like
some
I said,
ball,
I think this
obviously.
one's going to be contentious because there's very little
Yeah.
overlap, and I'm trying to think. I'm going.
Wait, it's me.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
I
Ryan.
thought the conclusion of that was that it was me. Is I thought it was Lucas.
no,
we
okay.
keep it from
You
where
did
it left
number
off on the
one.
last one. You nominated Elden Ring, so now Ryan
Okay.
does number 10 for shows.
Yes. And yeah, I'm gonna fucking come out and I gotta get it on the list somehow. The Rehearsal, like, it is Nathan Fielder. Just I just don't know how to even properly describe the show. It starts off in such a simple concept, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be Nathan For You. I've seen Nathan For You. It's fun. It's funny, goofy, whatever. And it just descends into like layer after layer after layer of just fucking meta-analysis insanity that when you think you've hit the bottom, there's more, and then it gets so real, and then it didn't quite stick the landing, which is why it's not a like literal like number 2 contender, but like I how could it stick the landing because it was so real? Like what happened in the show, what it chronicled is just reality.
I have never seen so many conversations around lately around is this piece of media ethical than I have around the rehearsal.
Right. But at the same time, like, there's nothing that he could have done more ethically in the creation of the show. It was just an inherent aspect that could easily arise from doing a show like that would be basically impossible to properly foretell. Like, child labor laws what they are. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, can we get into... we're talking about spoilers. Ryan, do you think that kid genuinely believed Nathan Fielder was his dad?
He didn't believe he was his dad, but he thought he was, like, genuinely, someone who wanted to be a father figure to him and was someone who desperately needed that. Like, I don't think he genuinely thought that Nathan Fielder was his dad, but yeah, like, he thought Nathan Fielder was 100% like, I'm going to be your new dad, like, and I'm going to provide you that figure in your life, one way or another.
It's also getting into kind of a, what was the musical special about the pandemic that everyone really liked? The name is escaping me.
Inside?
It also gets to an Inside level after a while because you're not quite sure how much of this is a bit from Nathan Fielder. Like,
you'll never know. But everyone close to him says that that's him.
Lucas,
everyone close to him says that's him.
I haven't seen it. You've seen it. You're going to have to be the one. I'm going to give the floor to you.
Lucas hasn't seen it.
Oh, Lucas.
I haven't seen it.
I thought you said you did. I thought you were talking to me about it.
This blew up on writer Twitter.
Okay.
This blew up on writer Twitter, so I've seen every bit of analysis and impression feedback about it to the point where I just need to carve out a dark weekend now that it's winter, and watch through all of this, and hopefully do it with a loved one because I will be devastated by myself. The rehearsal should be on this list, just for being unlike anything else in television, period, maybe.
In an era where, like, House of the Dragon, sure, it's good, but is, just fucking established IP. Like, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to do what the rehearsal did, and it did it.
I found with the rehearsal at number 10. I think
there's a points answer here that's pretty clear, but I don't know if you want to play for points or play for the list.
So I'm trying to read you guys right now. I'm pretty sure... I don't even know how you would do this since this is my Zoom meeting. I'm pretty sure y'all would kick me out of this Zoom meeting if I nominated Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared right now. So it's going to make it on this list regardless. So I'm going to pitch The Boys for number 9 TV show.
I'm going to have to second that. Yeah,
it's going to have to go. I knew it was going to happen, and now I'm looking at my list. I'm like, what's going to miss out because of it?
If anything, this season of The Boys made me really curious to see what they do with the next season of The Boys. I think this season was trying to address the politics of, like, current Trumpian fascism in a similar way to season 1 addressing post 9/11 Bush era America, and then season 2 kind of getting into more of the later Obama year stuff. And I don't think The Boys stuck the landing in season 3 because we've yet to fully figure out how we address fascism in America.
Well, we kind of forget. I mean, I think our, like, tainted view of The Boys this season has kind of just been because it's the same thing as Barry. Like, the first 2 seasons of both of those shows were so good. And these most recent seasons were just not as good. They weren't bad. They were still better than a lot of other shows, but, like, compared to what it should be because of its, like, previous track record, it was disappointing. But also, like, I remember a lot of us saying, like, halfway through that third season of The Boys were like, it doesn't fucking miss. The Boys doesn't fucking miss. And then the second half of the season was just pretty bad.
A lot.
But like some of The Boys this season was still just as fucking good as it like has been.
Even that final scene or that near final scene where it is everyone left in Homelander's increasingly shrinking circle, these being some of the most powerful, idolized people on the planet, and it being so devastatingly clear to the audience how miserable each and every one of them is in their own unique way, in their own unique, I thought this is everything I wanted, and oh boy was I wrong kind of way, that it's, boy, maybe it can miss, but when it hits, it's still a big hit.
We can cut this out of the podcast, but did you guys see what just happened in football?
Yeah.
No. What?
A Bills player might have died, and they called off the game.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not gonna find the video, but yeah, I've been reading what went down.
I'm guessing, neck injury. He collapsed. They administered CPR for 9 minutes, and he's being rushed to the hospital. And they just called off the game.
Yeah, the last time something like this happened, the player did die on the field, and they just kind of like tried to like cover that up for like 20 minutes until he was off the field because they didn't want to say that a player literally died on the field. But it seems very, very possible that's what happened, and it's really fucked up.
It's absolutely bonkers.
And the NFL said that they were going to keep playing the game. They said, like, because the players went to the locker rooms, and the NFL sent officials in there to say, "Game's on in 5, get ready," and both of the teams said no.
Yeah.
Rightfully,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. My phone was just blowing up, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's the fantasy football championship. Not that that's relevant, but, like, goddamn. Yeah, things are popping off.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah.
That's
8?
to you, Andrew.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm gonna nominate Barry just for the exact same reason as The Boys. I thought this was a pretty good season of television that just didn't live up to the standard that Barry had like set out before. But like being objective, I gave it a 7 out of 10. And I think that's pretty good. Like that's an above average television show. Just, we're used to Barry being a 9 or a 10 out of 10. So yeah, that's my nomination. Like we all saw it. We all had similar feelings over it. Ryan was more critical than Lucas and I, but yeah.
I wish this season had something as good as the karate episode, which might be my favorite episode of television ever.
The karate episode is like maybe the most like conventionally comedic episode of Barry. Like it's basically slapstick. And
yes.
It works so well in the context.
Some of the shots in this one really were fantastic. Jesus Christ, Bill Hader is terrifying. Bill Hader has the ability to be terrifying.
He's got acting chops. The Barry goes to hell bit kind of lost me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
When he saw his dumbass friend from season 1, though, and he was like that kind of, like that quiet hello you give someone at a library or when you're at a public speaking event was...
Come on, Ryan. The bit where he's doing the text-to-speech on his phone, like texting Sally to apologize for being a psycho in the department store, and then having all the typos still go through, like that's good. That's funny.
The bit straight from what, like 2006 when they first started doing that bit.
It's still funny.
And also voice recognition has improved dramatically nowadays and is like definitely not a thing anymore. I don't know. It was not that great of a season.
What about
TV.
Beignets by Mitch?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's good moments. It's still a good show. It's not a top 10 show for me. I would not even want it at 10.
I will suggest, I will agree to this one. I will lock it in for number 8, Andrew.
Okay.
And then that is to Ryan.
I mean, I got to start counting backwards for shows that like are gonna miss the list now. I'm gonna miss at least 3, I'm guessing. So I guess by that standard, I'll do Rick and Morty at number 7.
I'll do it. Like, fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Like I'm gonna have to.
I have it at 6. Lucas has it at 8. Ryan has it. Oh no, yeah, Ryan has it at 10.
I have it at 10.
So that's fair.
To free up spots at the top 5, I kind of have to.
I don't,
because otherwise it's not going to happen.
Andrew, I don't want to avoid spoilers for the finale for your sake, but how this show manages to, with the end of every season, get back to just kind of where the characters were at, like, at the end of the first season, but you know so much more about them now and understand just how sick of it they are, how even more sick of their lives they are.
Yeah, and they're like reverting they're reverting intentionally because they don't want to put the emotional effort in to be better people because it's harder that way. Yeah.
It's hard to be what was this? It's hard to be Pissman.
Pissmaster.
Pissmaster. It's hard to become Pissmaster so you can grow.
Pissmaster was like a good episode with like the dumbest bit. Like the whole piss thing was so stupid and I got so sick of it. But like if you ignore that, it's like, oh yeah, this is a pretty solid episode of TV. But it's undercut with this, like, he's piss. Everything about him is piss. Like, okay.
Wait, I'm sorry, you're putting this emotional weight on me too? No, the thing you should have done was quietly endure it. Fuck that, man. I'm not carrying this albatross with you.
Yeah. So, did we agree? Rick and Morty at 6?
Yeah, Rick and Morty. Yeah, number 6.
Okay.
I think it's 7.
7, yes.
Oh.
Andrew.
Okay.
What are you doing for 6?
Okay, this one hurts me because I want it to be higher, but it needs to be on the list regardless, and I think this might be as high as I can get it. I want to nominate Andor. Because Andor was...
Wouldn't it be Lucas? Didn't I just nominate?
No.
Oh, wait,
no,
yeah,
I
it is
thought
me.
Lucas...
Throwing that
Okay, never mind.
No, you nominated Rick and Morty, now it's to me.
I thought Lucas... No, Jesus Christ.
Maybe we shouldn't drink during this. Or maybe we should drink more.
Takes a drink.
Yeah, Ryan nominated Rick and Morty, so then it is to me for number 6. I'm scoping this out. I think I know what Andrew should recommend if I do him a favor here, and this way we can all win, Andrew. I'd like to nominate Andor for number 6.
Sure. And
I
look,
I was counting Andor like as in my list of 3 shows that wouldn't make it. So yeah.
Oh,
I'll say yes.
You chose his top 2 alt shows not to. Okay, fair. Okay.
No, I was counting it as it wasn't. That was a show that was going to kick out one of my shows.
Oh, okay.
I was like Andor and Barry and the Boys are going to make it because Barry and the Boys are on their lists and Andor is really high and a good show.
I think I do. Again, I know it's a hard sell. I do think both of you guys should watch it, and I think that you will both really, really like it. So that's my little plug.
I guess I am in a situation where I'm about to lose access to Disney Plus, so maybe I should spend the next month or 2 watching everything I would ever want to on that. All right. You've spoken at length about this show. Any capstones?
It is a show filled with like striking performances from really talented actors that are doing their job to like the highest fucking level, and like just everything is executed so well. I don't know of any slip-ups in this show. It's a mature show that doesn't like just indulge in it being like dark and gritty and shitty, but like it's so real, despite it being like a literal fucking sci-fi show. Everything in it is so believable and like really makes you feel. And it's told in these 3 separate arcs over the course of this first season that like just work so well as individual stories and also like tie into each other so smoothly. I've seen a lot of people say that like Andor could be 3 seasons of television, and they just told it in like the perfect amount of time. I don't know. I'm gonna gush if I like try to talk about this show more.
And Darth Vader didn't show up and do the coolest shit you've seen on TV for 20 seconds and ruin the themes of the show.
Yeah, no, they like thankfully avoided like talking about Star Wars in this Star Wars show. It really like I've said it before, it really did feel like a story that someone wanted to tell, and somehow the only place that was willing to let them tell it was Disney Plus, and they said, yeah, just make it Star Wars.
Andrew, your description of the prison colony episodes and how perfect they show what a fascist government looks like.
Yeah. The banality of fascism and like how boring the people are that benefit from fascism, and like just what real evil looks like. It's not like a crusty old man going hoo-ha. It's just a bunch of people that are trying to scrape and claw their way to like slightly more relevance than what they have, if it means, you know, enslaving and colonizing and like treating people like shit. It doesn't matter to them. Yeah, that's...
I have a daughter who might be a clone. It's weird. Yeah. All right, that takes it to you, Andrew, for number 5. You can choose whatever you want, but there was a show that is on all of ours in various positions.
It's gonna be Peacemaker.
Okay, thank God.
Peacemaker cool at 5. I've got it at 4.
Do you really want to make it?
Yeah, what a fun show. What a stupid ass fun, really well written show.
Maybe the most effective use of John Cena since he was in the Suicide Squad.
I can't tell if John Cena actually has acting chops or if they just designed everything in this show around who John Cena is and had him just be himself.
I'm telling you, man, pro wrestlers, like, yeah, they have to fit an archetype. That's what they do, but they are just acting.
Yeah,
like pro wrestling is just acting while also doing stunts.
It's theater.
So sure, they have an architect or an archetype. Like, there's a reason The Rock isn't taking like complex character pieces, but like they do nail it. Like they are good at that archetype.
We're jumping around a bit, but boy, if Dave Bautista did not understand the assignment in Glass Onion. Peacemaker is great. I hope this isn't one of the shows put in jeopardy with Zaslav kind of blowing up the DC EU. I really want more of this. I think
because James Gunn is taking the helm, he's gonna like hold on to the shit that he was involved with. Like, so I think Peacemaker is probably safe.
All right. And that takes it to Ryan, as I can see the calculus happening behind his eyes.
I'm going to be really sad if all of these shows that are in my top 5 don't make it, you guys. I'm going to be really, really sad.
Well, you got one that's a lock. It's just a question of when you want to nominate it.
No, it's not going number 1. All right, Severance is going number 1. That's that much goes without saying.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, House of the Dragon, probably top 3. So yeah, I guess I gotta go. What gets left off? This is so fucked. This is so fucked up.
I mean, all 5 of your top 5 could make it. There's 5 spots left.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't think you guys are gonna let me do it. I'll go with Better Call Saul. I'm gonna be a trusting friend and say Better Call Saul at number 5. Bob Odenkirk almost fucking died making this shit. Like,
God fucking...
He deserves it. He earned it.
This is his magnum opus in every sense of the word. If he would have passed away while making it and we wouldn't have had a complete story, it would have been one of the biggest tragedies in filmmaking history. Like, he just... It's such an unbelievable end to a perfect show. Like, it's one of those things where, like, Back to the Future is not my favorite movie. It is not the best movie I think ever made, but it is perfect. Like, I don't really... You can't... It's hard to come up with things that are wrong with it. And that's Better Call Saul. Like, it might not be my favorite show ever made. It might not be the best show ever made. But genuinely, I don't think I can ask for anything more from it. Like, it is such a good TV show in every way, shape, and form.
Brendan Fraser's The Mummy of television shows. What is the line that like Robert like Ebert like said about that movie? Is like, I can't say a single positive thing about this movie other than every second filled me with joy.
I know it's fucking underhanded to bring up. We almost lost American treasure Bob Odenkirk in the filming of this season. But god damn it, if that isn't an effective argument, lock it in with a bullet. Better Call Saul at number 4.
He almost died for this show to make it onto the list.
We would never be able to watch the Triples' best clip from I Think You Should Leave if we left this one out of here.
Pretty sure that happened beforehand, right?
Right, but Bob Odenkirk heavily featured.
Okay.
We're not allowed to watch it if we disrespect Bob Odenkirk by leaving.
If that was the last thing that he
joke.
made was the Triples' best.
Actually, well, I don't know if they'd be able to air the season if he maybe.
No, they wouldn't.
Right?
It was in the mid-season finale was when he had his heart attack. Like there's a very climactic scene where he is essentially like arguing for someone's life, and that was they were filming that one.
And he went so hard that his heart gave out.
I don't know that it was like the cameras were rolling or anything, but it was on set. Like, and that was what they were doing at that time. So, yeah.
All right. That comes to me then. I'm sticking to my guns. And going to nominate Players for number 3.
I watched all of Players, and it was a fine show. I don't think that there was enough depth to it, like in the same vein as like an American Vandal, where I feel like it hits that tier of like, no, this is like top tier television. I think it was fun. It was very enjoyable. Watched the whole thing. I just, for me, that's not a top 10 show.
I think approaching this as a sports drama rather than a mockumentary is maybe a better way to do it. I don't know. I think there's just something kind of quietly sad and powerful about the show setting up pretty much from the get-go that to a lot of these players, through the means of like the Korean national players, that like this is the B League for League of Legends, the America circuit, like this is the minors, and how so many characters, a Nutmilk specifically, has defined his life by being the best player in America, by being the best player in the minors. And I don't know. I don't know if there's quite anything that gets across just how small time this kind of person actually is. And I very much enjoyed that. I think there's a little more depth in it's not said outright, but the fact that the new Upshot organism is maybe the only black professional League of Legends player we see in the show, or who has a line. I think there's more going on there than is at a surface level, but I don't know, Andrew. Are there any questions you have about this show? Anything I can enlighten? Anything I can do to convince you to lock it in?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I didn't see this show, and it never interested me for a second. I'm not saying that it's bad and like, doesn't deserve to be on the list. I think it probably doesn't deserve to be this high. And I'm already thinking about the future and seeing that Ryan's already going to be faced with a Sophie's Choice here. And and if we make it harder on him, he is going to spend all of 2023, every single time he watches a show, he's going to be scribbling his notes on his piece of paper, thinking about how much he hates us.
I knew I was gonna have some wounded soldiers by formulating my list.
He's already
going
to have to leave one of his top 3 off the list, and if we have to make him leave 2 of his top 3 off the list, he's never gonna forgive us. he's not gonna forget this, Lucas. Think of your friendship. So I'm
Andrew,
gonna say no. I don't.
If we don't, hold on. If we don't say yes, if we as a body that makes an impact on the world, say that Players is a top 3 show, Tony Yacenda might not ever get work.
I don't know who that is.
He
means nothing to me.
Can you live with that?
It means nothing to me.
Wow.
Lucas beat me by 36 points in video games, and he's trying to claw
You
away.
played half as many games as
my
I
expertise. You watched 10% of the shows that I did.
Well,
Not 10%. 20%. I don't know
hold
how many
on.
shows you
Okay.
watch.
If we're counting anime, that is bogus. First
Okay,
of all.
we're not, because those aren't going to make the list.
Okay, so
You knew when you watched anime, you knew they weren't going to make the top 10s.
I
You were well
thought
aware.
Akiba Made War might get on there out of pity or some quirk of the order.
I'm not
Impossible.
putting something called Made War on the list. No,
Andrew, you would like it specifically.
I'm sorry, Lucas. I'm not. This one is not out of spite or out of gamification. It's just out of like legitimacy. I don't think that Players should be number 3. So,
And thus the last death nail was driven into the coffin of Paramount
it's
Plus.
Death Knell.
You don't you don't
mixing
pound things to a wall
metaphors.
with a knell.
He was mixing metaphors, the nail in the coffin and a death knell, which are two different things.
He had a Miles Braun moment.
Hey.
I didn't really like that twist. Anyway.
All right. Then it goes to Andrew, I believe. That was my nomination.
I'm gonna nominate House of the Dragon at number 3. Like,
Yep.
makes sense. Lucas, you should watch this show. You would like it. This is coming from 2 of your closest friends. This is not. I don't know what you get out of this because it's not pride. It's not respect.
One of the first things that we bonded over, our first meeting in your guys' dorm room at 10 a.m. on move-in day, was Game of Thrones. And you're that jaded about it that you're not willing to give love a second chance.
Okay, you know what? I guess a TV show that gives me 20 minutes every episode dedicated to a guy called the Crab Feeder, I would genuinely enjoy. So I guess with no...
Ooh, the crab feeder. That's right. Ooh.
Oh, no. What happened to my boy? Did the crabs betray him? Did the crabs bite the hand that feeds?
I don't think the crab feeder got 20 minutes of screen time across the
The
season.
Crab Feeder did not.
You hyped him up so much.
Crab Feeder-
That's the closest
He was
I ever
hyped
got.
up.
He didn't have a single line. I'm gonna say.
Okay, he was like mute. There was something
he-
going
was
on
he
there. It's not
mute
like they
or was
didn't.
he just like I knew he was.
He was giving like hand signals and shit. I feel like he would have said. I don't know.
Okay, can we all at least agree that it would be higher, if not for the scene of... The sin of the scene of I am going to kill a bunch of people during my dramatic exit, except the people who matter, because that would be wrong.
Yeah.
She didn't intend to
Yeah,
kill
no.
anyone. Everyone was collateral
Yeah,
damage.
she just didn't care about them. It was within character. It was just a bad choice within this world.
Similar to Succession, like no real people involved. Like it doesn't matter what happens to those people. They weren't given consideration. It's not that she tried to kill them.
All right.
All right.
Boy, yeah,
me,
Ryan
right?
really about to do Rosemary's
Choice
Baby here.
time.
Yeah.
And I'm very
Rosemary's
sad.
Baby. Sophie's Choice.
No, yeah, he picks one, and then the other one becomes the devil. That's what happened in that movie, right? That I refused to watch because Roman Polanski is...
Yeah. So I've been thinking about it for a while, and the reason I chose Better Call Saul at 4 was because it was the finale, and it's never going to get another chance to make it on the list. So I guess in the same vein, I'm going to have to nominate Atlanta, because Hacks is still ongoing and Atlanta's done. So future lists will include Hacks, maybe because you guys watch it, and it's unbelievable TV, and not going to play the gender card, but this comedy centered on two women sure is meeting a lot of resistance.
Wow, that's what that show's about.
I'm kidding. No, Atlanta is probably going to be the thing that Donald Glover is remembered for the most when like the smoke clears, unless he just fucking knocks it out of the park in the next 10 years. That is his baby, like from start to finish, and. Yeah, speaking of sticking the landing, like, holy shit, just like, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Ryan, you're also uniquely good at describing the show. Every time I talk to you about it, if I had a laptop in my hands, I would do nothing but watch the show after we finish talking. The scene in the Dallas... I distinctly remember being in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport with you, and you describing... why Paperboy has a bug out farm, and it being because that in this universe there is a Crank That Soldier Boy killer.
Yeah,
and Paperboy made a Crank That Soldier Boy music video.
Hunts down people who did a Soldier Boy dance video on YouTube and murders them. And then when he calls other fellow rappers, they're like, "Oh wait, I'm going to my bug out farm," and he's like, "What?" And he's like. Yeah, you don't have a bug out farm? Like, what the fuck? You gotta get a farm out in the middle of nowhere that you can run away to when things get hot. That's what this is all for. And then, he goes to the bug out farm, and that's kind of the end of Paperboy's arc. Is he gets every season has an episode where Paperboy gets just fucked with relentlessly, and so he gets his own standalone episode at his bug out farm that, It involves an assault rifle and 30 to 40 feral hogs as a spoiler. So enjoy yourself if you ever end up watching it. It's pretty damn good TV.
I can lock this in at our number 2 of 2022. Wow. Then it is to me to nominate a show that we all had on our lists. I had coming in at number 4, but boy, Severance really took over the world for a minute.
It's so fucking good.
It did.
Like,
it's
really
good.
I don't know
That's
how
why.
you have it at number 4. Like,
because that is my personal list. Like, I can acknowledge that, like, TV as a medium, as an art form, Severance is deservedly number 1. But, like, as, like, my list, as our list, Peacemaker, Players, and Smiling Friends just had things that appealed to me personally more. But all of that being said, Severance also had Christopher Walken in it, which I'm a mark for
in a
that.
prominent role.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing an old gay man, which isn't a character seen frequently on TV, I think. We're launching right into tinfoil hats. I still think the numbers mean nothing. I think they're just doing busy work. I think they're in a bottle. Their sole existence being, how far can we push these people? How mundane of work can we make them do? Just as a test of rolling this technology out more broadly.
I think that the woman who goes through her pregnancy is kind of the key to all this, and making it not just like they're just fucking with people, they're just doing a Fallout Vault Tech thing. Like, I think the woman who's clearly rich and existing outside of the world of Lumen, assumedly, basically being severed, that's kind of the key to, like, there's a much bigger thing going on here that they're involved in.
I had a very long conversation with my partner about that scene in particular when it became very clear that they were using Severance technology for that rich woman to get through her pregnancy. And without unfairly getting into the details of my partner's thoughts on that, it's just, that's the most fucked up thing that can be done to a woman. How long do you think she existed? Like, was
and
she
this
just
is like her fourth kid, so like in theory, it's possible that she's gone through this 4 times. I mean, did we establish that her, innie or whatever exist for the period of time that she was in labor, or for like the entire pregnancy?
It was not established. I feel like the entire pregnancy is the implication there. Maybe routine check-ins, maybe like, hey, you're still in there, cool, but no, I think that woman's existence was as an incubator.
Yeah.
And that is fucked up. Jesus Christ, Ben Stiller, are you doing okay?
All right, so that's the top 10 shows list.
We didn't do
did
this
my math.
for games, but super quick. Top 10 shows: The Rehearsal, The Boys, Barry, Rick and Morty, Andor, Peacemaker, Better Call Saul, House of the Dragon, Atlanta, and number 1, Severance.
I did my math. Feel free to double check. I double checked and cross checked. Ryan had 45, Andrew had 38, and Lucas had 25. I'm doing the math to see who's in the lead going into our final leg here. Andrew has 65, Ryan has 55, and Lucas has 71 in a bit of a lead going into movies.
This is why I didn't want to do games at the top, because I feel like this happens every year. I come out with a strong lead just because I fucked around with games, and then, God, death by a million paper cuts. Every year.
Yeah. Games were always social or like completely turn off my brain for me. It's pretty rare that I like play a hot release or something like that. Like video games are always just like do a mindless grind while listening to a podcast or fuck around with my friends. There's not much room for like strong narrative driven content where I have to sit down and play for 30 hours straight, and really focus on it.
I have not used this language, but I have heard people in games refer to this as the year of narrative bangers. So I understand why maybe it didn't appeal to you, and I get that.
Not much.
I desperately have to pee and also could use another drink. So quick break. Quick break.
Break time.
Do we talk? We can talk, I guess. Should probably also use this as the opportunity to list off the Voluntary Viewing top 10 games of 2022. Those being number 10, FIFA 23, Pokemon Scarlet, River City Girls 2, Overwatch 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2022, Warzone 2.0, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, Neon White, Horizon Forbidden West, Pokemon Legends, Arceus, and number 1, Elden Ring. I believe that is taking us into the Voluntary Viewing top 10 movies of 2022. Ryan, did you go through your list of shows first, or I think
Andrew did, so I think it'd be me for this.
Top 10 movies, go for it.
Right. I have other honorable mentions. I don't know if they're that important. There's a lot of movies that I was like, they're okay. But I think I got pretty solid top 10. Number 10, I've got Hustle. Adam Sandler can fucking ball. I don't know if you guys have seen clips of him, but he plays basketball a lot, and he's pretty decent. Like he'll kind of dominate rec games, which is fun. And he got to make his fucking. You can tell it was a real passion project. Like he got to make a basketball movie and star in it, so that's pretty cool. And it was fun. Number 9, Prey. A reboot of Predator. I thought it had an interesting setting. The monster was, still fun. Like seeing what they do with the monster in 2022 style. The main character was awesome. Like I really enjoyed her whole arc and story. Great movie. Number 8, Avatar: The Way of Water. This is such a weird movie for me because it's not good. Like the first movie, I genuinely thought people shit on it way more than they had any right to.
Okay.
And that the narrative was functional, and I cared about like a lot of the like they're like, oh, you can't even name one character from Avatar, and meanwhile I'm like, what? No, Jake Sully, Neytiri, Colonel Quattrit. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of these guys. Like they're classics. This one not as much. Like I think it missed me a lot on some of the narrative. There was a lot more characters. Sometimes the CGI, the like the people, the humanoid creatures, were like a little off-putting. Anytime it was like an alien animal or an alien setting, just like chef's kiss, like literal CGI perfection. It can't be topped, basically. Sometimes though, like the human CG'd actors, a little iffy. Also, Sigourney Weaver has old lady voice, but she's playing like 14-year-old in this one, which is weird. Yeah, she plays her daughter, spoiler alert, but they say that in like the first 5 minutes of the movie that like they adopted her daughter that was mysteriously conceived and they don't know what happened. And so she plays her, and it's kind of like every time she talks, it's like, but that's an old woman. Like, why is she a teenager?
Doesn't she also pilot a mech? I think I heard Sigourney Weaver pilots a mech in this. Or some weird actress pilot. Someone who you would not think is like, oh, they're in a Gundam. Is in a Gundam.
Edie Falco.
Yes.
Edie Falco from The Sopranos is
Sigourney Weaver would be, like, out of any Hollywood...
out of
any Hollywood actor in history, the one that would make the most sense that piloted a Gundam would be Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. No, it's Edie Falco. Yeah, like Sopranos' wife, Edie Falco. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't know. But... good. It belongs on the list, probably. Number 7, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Just a really fun romp, you know?
Yeah.
Good time. I think that it wanted to be more, and the third act kind of fell flat. But, like, 2/3 of that movie was, like, genuinely really fun and a great time. And then the last third was, like, disappointing, but still had fun moments and all good. Number 6, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. I did not like this movie nearly as much as you guys. I was... pretty disappointed, honestly, coming out of the first one. The first one's one of my favorite movies. Like, it's
really good.
Genuinely really, really, really good. And I feel like this one just lacked a lot of the heart of the first one for me. There wasn't like an emotional connection to most of the characters in the way that there was in the first one. I don't know. But still good. Still fun. Twisty. Whatever. Number 5, Top Gun Maverick. Similar to Avatar, but I think executed much better. Like spectacle. We're talking pure spectacle. This is a movie that you need to see in movie theaters, and it is like really good at what it's trying to do. Like Top Gun doesn't aim to be the most interesting narrative experience of cinematic history. And it doesn't have to be.
It's trying to be the most movie.
Yeah. When you sit in a D-box seat and watch as the fucking afterburners turn on and you're literally rumbling as though you're in the pilot's seat as the plane fucking accelerates into a straight climb, like it's pretty cool. I'm not immune to that, even though it's military propaganda and not exactly the most clear-cut morality movie of all time. But yeah. Number 4, 13 Lives. Really good movie. Everyone knows the Thai cave rescue. I think that this movie actually did it justice. I appreciated the inclusion of like some of the more indigenous, or not indigenous obviously, but like some of the more native, like Thailand efforts to rescue the children. I appreciate not like having a weird villainous Thai politician or something who's like, no, keep the white people out. Like, it was more like, oh, we've got a Thai SEAL commander who's like, no, I don't want people in there that'll fuck it up for my guys, and then like realizes what no one was really the bad guy, which I appreciate. I think that would have gotten a little iffy.
I can think of one person who was a bad guy in that situation more broadly, but yeah.
I am, and like it. He's talking about Elon. I am a little surprised.
Elon did not get
I am
a
a little
mention.
surprised that Elon did not make an appearance in that movie. I thought there was a moment where they were going to bring him in, but I'm glad they didn't.
No, not even close. They did have the diver. He was in the movie. The diver that he called a pedo guy. He was in it. He was one of the guys, and when I heard his name, I was like, "Oh shit, that's the
pedo
dude.
guy.
That's the dude that Elon calls the pedo guy." And it wasn't like one of the main two guys who originally found them. It was another guy that they called in to help with the rescue. That for some reason really got into it with Elon. But yeah, that was before Elon owned Twitter. He was getting Twitter beefs with random people. Number 3, The Batman. Really good. I think I went in with elevated expectations because of the way it was being perceived, and so it was slightly disappointing to me, but also like really good movie. Really enjoyed that take on the Batman. Just thought it was fun. I fucking love Batman, you guys. He's cool as shit. Like,
yeah.
You can keep making Batman movies. I'm fine with that. Like, I'm not gonna turn him down. Number 2, slightly lower than you guys had it, but I mean, feels like it's gonna be destined for a number 1 slot. Nope. Really, really good performance by Jordan Peele. He did it again. Big improvement from his last entry, and maybe still a slight downgrade for me from Get Out, which is a little unfortunate.
They're very different
but
kinds of
still
movies. Like I don't know. I think Nope is like a 9 out of 10, and Get Out is like a 10 out of 10. Like at that point,
right? I feel like they're similar movies. Like it's like psychological horror that's based on like societal themes as a metaphor, using other things as a metaphor. I don't know.
What I've been saying for a while now is that I think Get Out is probably a more socially important movie, and I think it codifies a lot of people and problems and institutions in some ways that make it a lot easier to talk about, both in terms of getting people to take action against shitty people in society, and also for filmmakers to grow and iterate upon these ideas. But that, spoilers, Nope's my number 1 movie. I think I personally like Nope a little bit more, just because it's a little closer to home for me. That's where I'm at with that. So I hope that helps and isn't just aggrandizing to me.
And then for me, number 1, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Similar to Severance, when I saw it, I was like, I feel like that's movie of the year for me. Like I find it hard to imagine something topping that, and nothing did. That movie hit every single chord. The third act just fucking really stuck the landing. I've seen people like shit talk The Rock's. And
that was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
What?
Right. I genuinely don't understand that. People are like, that was so dumb. And it was like...
The whole movie is
one
dumb.
Of the right. I was like, one of the introductions to this character is the fact that she like fucks around and doesn't take anything seriously because she's the ultimate nihilist. Like, I'm confused where the movie lost you there. I don't know. And then, yeah, people shit talking the backstory with her and her husband, where he's a movie star, or she's a movie star, and he's a successful businessman, and that made me tear up, like seeing them get everything that they wished for in this universe, and still being unhappy and just wanting to be together, and like knowing that actually no, their happy universe is the one where they didn't get everything that they wanted, and all they need to do is just realize that this is what they actually want. Like that is perfect irony, and just it made me cry. Like that is how most humans, I feel like, are probably like. We would be much happier if we just realized what we had and didn't pine for this weird alternate reality.
Also, that this movie is the comeback for actor Ki-Hugh Kwan, and is, boy, maybe one of the most respectful and interesting and honest examinations of being a Chinese American right now in history. Is, I don't know, that's great, and I hope he is in more movies centrally, because he is still fantastic.
He was unbelievable. Like I every single part, the climax where he's talking everyone down, like that, just he is a man who does not want, like he has developed coping mechanisms so strong that if everyone were like him, we would live in a utopia.
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing is just like, of course it's not perfect. Who fucking cares? Like, just be nice. Be a good person.
I genuinely want, like, when I saw that, I think it did change me a little bit.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've really tried to be more just like, no, like, let things wash over you. Like, you don't need to dwell on anything. Like, you can You can just chill out. Just be happy.
I am the anti-Larry David. Thank you, Ryan. My top 10 list, starting with number 10. That's going to be Bullet Train. Brad Pitt stock is already plummeting after it's kind of come out that he's maybe abusive to those close with him. But yeah, I don't know if I liked Bullet Train even, but boy, his performance in that was fun and interesting, specifically because it was Brad Pitt playing a little bit of a wellness hippie, and that's fun. He did that well. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Nicolas Cage, it's weird to say because Nicolas Cage is in too many movies already, but Nicolas Cage needs to be in more movies, is what this movie made me think. Dragon Ball Super, Superhero. This is not the best Dragon Ball movie. I enjoyed it. Watching it made me feel like, wow, these years of studying this fictional universe and learning the lore have paid off because it's all referenced in this movie. And I enjoyed it for that. Bob's Burgers movie. I like the Bob's Burgers show. Bob's Burgers movie, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty much what I like about the show turned into a movie. Turning Red. This is sweet. This is fun. This is genuine.
This is Andrew's most average movie of 2022.
For some reason.
It didn't make the list. Sorry to say.
Well, you now have to justify why each of the movies you listed is better than Turning Red. Good job. Weird, the Al Yankovic story. This is a weird movie. It lives up to the title. And kudos to Weird Al for not dropping the bit for his own biopic. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everything you said, Ryan. Maybe if I had seen this movie a little more recently, it would be a bit higher on my list. But no, yeah, everything you said was true. Glass Onion. I could see a Bennett Blanc movie every 2 years until I or Daniel Craig die, whichever happens first.
Did you call him Bennett Blanc?
Is it Bennett Blanc or Benoit Blanc?
Benoit
It's French,
Blanc.
Lucas.
Benoit. There's a T in
It's
there.
French.
Yeah,
All right.
Benoit
Yeah,
Blanc.
he's from
Benoit
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Yeah, he has a bad French accent. I do think I like the first movie a little bit more, but this one, I don't know, the cinematography, some of the shot direction, and it's weird I like the character writing of the first one more, but I think the performances in the second more. I imagine we'll talk about this more at length in a regular podcast, but good movie. I very much enjoyed it. Bros, number 2. This is just gaming, figuring it out. That's great. I wish there were more movies like that. And then number 1 is Nope. Jordan Peele, he had another one in him. He had another great horror movie in him. It was a little touch and go there, but he pulled it off. Fantastic. Yeah, that's it from me. Barring any questions or objections, kicking it to you, Andrew.
I think because there's a couple on here that are interesting that you guys haven't seen, I'm gonna do my one sentence review and then also like maybe dive a little bit into them. But number 10, I've got the Bob's Burgers movie. The kids solve a mystery and Bob watches. Like you talked about it a lot. Like, it is just an episode of the show stretched out into feature length, and that's good. Like, that's fun. It's good.
That's why Cotton Candy Dan had to die.
Yeah, also like pretty solid music for a lot of it.
Right?
Number 9, I got Top Gun Maverick. What do I? Fuck, I lost my list. Oh yeah, Highway to the Danger Zone 2. Ryan already said what needs to be said about it. Number 7 for me is The Menu. The main course is death. I I know we had an argument about this on the podcast a couple of weeks ago because Lucas just wanted to know the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
Did
Still do.
either of you end up seeing it? I know you were talking about
No.
maybe seeing it, Ryan, but you didn't end up doing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was. Never
Okay.
had a
Do
chance.
you think you will at some point? I mean, it's
Maybe?
I think
I don't know. It'll probably be forgotten.
I think it's worth watching, but like basically it's just like the natural progression of like the guys in The Bear, if they just like get some more money and get a little bit more artistic, the places their twisted minds will go, and how like fucked up the food industry is, but then even more like how fucked up it is that there are people that patronize it, like that like sometimes you're a bad person for going to a restaurant and the people that serve you know it. But also like this is not like a class warfare movie of like the staff are the good guys and the people eating at the restaurant are the bad guys because they're rich. Like the Ray Fiennes says it like, I'm a monster. I am the bad guy here. Like I get that. Yeah, and it's a fun movie. It's basically a stage play. I'd go watch it. Not gonna twist your arm. Number 6, The Northman. Vikings only go to heaven if they commit murder.
Hated that.
I know you really
Stand
did.
it.
I ended up watching it again later to like just because I like the more I thought about it, I'm like I don't know how I actually feel about this movie, and I did drop it a couple of points on the rewatch. I do think it's still good. I think it's a good movie. I think it should be on the list. It might not end up being. I don't know. Definitely not as good as I like thought it was. Like with my first gut reaction of watching the movie. Like really, really pretty, really good acting, really cool cinematography. I like the Shakespeare angle. Not perfect. Number 5, I have the Batman. What do I have for the Batman? It is 2022 and a darker, grittier Batman is in theaters. I mean, yeah, the Batman was good. Batman movies are good. Robert Pattinson fucking nailed it as the Batman. Maybe a weird take on Bruce Wayne, but it was a good movie. I liked it. Number 4, I've got the Banshees of Inisherin. A mentally ill guy and his boring friend get into a fight. It's 2 friends in the early 1900s on an island off the coast of Ireland. Just one of them kind of has a mental breakdown and goes, you know what? You're too boring for me. And I don't want to be your friend anymore, even though we're like best friends. And I'd appreciate it if you leave me the fuck alone, so I can focus on making some music. And if I have to turn the whole town against me, that's fine. If I have to cut my fingers off to get you to leave me the fuck alone, I actually don't give a shit. So please stop talking to me. Being nice isn't important, is the takeaway from that movie. It is a self-described, or not self-described, but a lot of people call this movie a feel-bad movie, and that's what it is. It's actually enjoyable to watch, and it will make you feel bad. Number 3, I've got Glass Onion. Lucas talked about this already. Ryan talked about this already. Murder on the Elon Express is solved by the Colonel from KFC. Is what I've got for the summary of this movie.
That's all I got.
It's a good movie. I fucking love a good mystery. Like just this classic sort of like cheesy, like intricate, like you can solve it if you like try. I'm gonna toot my own horn. Maybe you guys did too. I solved the fucking murder like 30 minutes into the movie. Like I went into the other room and I wrote it down and I put it in my pocket and I was fucking right. Like I got it.
What did you write down? I'm curious. Are we allowed to do spoilers?
Yeah, we've
Is that
all
okay?
seen
absolutely.
it. I wrote down
Spoilers.
spoilers.
For any listeners.
Miles Braun killed Cassandra because the entire premise that he would be too smart to do it, so that he was eliminated as a suspect, like initially, was bullshit because he's clearly a fucking moron. Like I did notice all of the, like, when he was like, imbreviate, like, that's the Ionian Sea. I'm like, no, it's fucking not. that's not where that is. That's the Aegean Sea. Like, imbreviate isn't a word. Like, this guy is a fucking moron. So when he's like, well, Miles Braun is no idiot. He'd be too smart to do this. I'm like, no, he's not. I think he did it. So yeah, like, maybe not that hard of a mystery to solve, but that's what most people I'm the only one that took a literature class about how to structure a mystery novel. Most people agree that, like, the bare minimum of, like, what makes a good mystery is that the audience does need to be able to solve it. All of it has to be presented to you. And if they can't solve it, it is a badly constructed mystery.
Did your coursework allow you to sniff out Daryl as an obvious red herring?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
yeah.
Like, when he went by and he was like, oh, that's just Daryl, like, ignore him. Which obviously makes you think, like, Daryl's got to be doing something here. I was like, no, that guy is just there for comedic relief. That's a red herring.
He's just chilling, man. He's going through some
Daryl was
stuff.
going through some stuff, and he was just hanging out.
Did that course have anything to say about doing a fake flashback? Like, when they did a flashback to him grabbing the glass, that didn't happen?
Did you go back and check? I thought I did,
cheap?
and I think that is what happened. Oh, you mean...
No, he handed him the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Duke gets poisoned, and then it comes back and it's like, oh, and Miles finds the glass and he's like, he must have grabbed it off the table, and then they do a fucking flashback. That's
right. But that
bullshit.
was Miles telling his lie.
That's establishing it.
He didn't tell the lie though. They showed the lie.
But they did show him handing him the glass the first time around.
Right. But the filmmakers showed the lie,
because it's misdirect. Because we're
they
being
showed
affected
that
like the characters in
interaction
the film
3 times in the movie, and in 2 of them, the real thing happened, and in 1 of them, where the murderer was lying,
the 3rd time was when they were explaining that he actually did do it.
And the first time was like a mystery. Like, I didn't actually see him hand the glass the first time, but when he was like snap, he's like, look at her dress, look at that thing. I'm like, why is he trying to get everyone to look in this one specific spot?
I also knew that he was up to something there, but I didn't. You can't do that. That felt cheap as fuck to me.
Wow.
The filmmakers can't do that. The character can absolutely do that, and if they found another way to write it so that the character, like, tried to provide proof that he didn't actually give him a glass or anything like that,
they did
do
the instance where they're going through which one of these 4 people gave her the sleeping medicine, and they showed all 4 of them doing it sequentially. Because they're saying that was a possibility.
That they were the suspects. Right, but they didn't show possibilities. They didn't have Catherine Hahn go like, are you sure about that? Like, I think that he grabbed it from you. And then they show another flashback and you have to decide what one it actually was. They didn't do that. They gave you a sequence of events and it was bullshit.
They did have them sitting opposite what turned out to be the actual staging in the real version. And I thought that was fun. I thought that was a fun visual flick.
I like that.
I don't think you should be allowed to do that.
Okay, where were we? Yeah, so that was Glass Onion. Number 2, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Taxes and Laundry are better than the multiverse. Yeah, the only knock that I had on this movie was I think towards the end of the movie it got up its own ass a little bit, and I think it just went on for a little bit too long. But really good movie. It did confuse me while I was watching it, and when I had time to think about it and absorb it, I was like, man, that fucking rocked. But my number 1 movie of 2022, just like Lucas, it's got to be Nope for me. Modern day Jaws fucking rules. And it is also scary. It's a scary movie but in multiple ways.
Yeah, they scare you in every way.
Boy, that chimp scene.
Yeah.
Every time they go back to the
alien costume, the little kids in the alien costume, that was total bullshit. That was the whole point. It's this is scarier than anything you're going to see later on, and it shouldn't be, but it is.
But then he just beats the shit out of them.
I mean, it was Jordan Peele going like, look, I can do this. This isn't what I want to do, but I could do it. So fuck you. Like, Dan Harmon does that too, where he's like, oh, is this the type of story you want, you fuckers? Like, let me write a perfect story that you'll love, but I fucking hate you for loving it. Like, yeah, Jordan Peele going like, does this scare you? Is this what you want? I look down at this shit, even though I wrote a really good, like, just fucking terrifying scene.
Well, this movie came out at the very least the first quarter of the year. Nope came out. My partner will still, anytime my partner takes a picture of like a lone cloud in the sky, she'll still send me, oh hey look, jean jacket.
There you go.
All right, if we're doing this, I believe I nominated Severance last round. So Andrew, pitch the Voluntary Viewing number 10 movie.
This one is kind of tough for me. I was gonna nominate a movie, and we all have it a little bit higher than this, so I think we should probably wait around for it. I'm gonna nominate The Menu for number 10.
Absolutely not.
Again,
Andrew, I watched The Menu.
Oh,
The Menu.
wait, you watched it? You lied? You bullshitted us, and you.
No, I didn't. I didn't
asked
lie.
you if you
The
saw it.
conversation
You said
moved
no.
on. You
He
didn't give
did
me a chance
ask.
to respond. The Menu
I did explicitly ask.
is... I have never seen a piece of media that so desperately wants to have its cake and eat it too. It wants to be a takedown of prestige culture, of rich people, of high art nonsense, while also desperately wants to be acknowledged as that. The script of this film, this movie got a couple of genuine laughs out of me. Very clear that was solely because Judd Apatow gave script notes. And that's the only funny moments of that movie. Why was it a twist that she was a prostitute? Why did that have to be a twist?
The twist was she wasn't supposed to be there. That was the reason she was there is because she's a prostitute. And they really did not want her to be there because they had planned for everything else.
It insists upon itself, Lois.
It's the fun.
But what is the whole thing? Like, shallow and pedantic.
Shallow and pedantic. I did not care for The Godfather.
No, look, Lucas, you and I disagree on this. Like, your takeaway from this movie is not the takeaway that I had from this movie. And if your whole thing is you don't think it needs to be on the list because there are 10 better movies than The Menu, that's fine. But it is not a bad movie. It is not. It is a good movie.
Andrew, I am arguing to Ryan right now that he should also not nominate. He should not lock this one in because it is a genuinely bad film.
I doubt it's a genuinely bad film.
I'm
gonna go out and say that it's probably not genuinely bad. Just because you didn't like it, I doubt that it's genuinely bad. This reeks of Blade Runner 2049, where in reality it probably falls somewhere in between. It's probably not the greatest movie ever made. And it's probably not a bad movie, but I don't know.
Andrew, what the fuck was that silver door, and why did they focus on that? Was that supposed to mean something? Was that supposed to mean something that they didn't bother to explain? Or is that also a send-up of, oh, in a more pretentious movie, this would mean something, but in this one it doesn't, because we're not that.
No, it's the door to his room. They go...
But then it was also in the restaurant.
Yeah.
What was up with that shot of them, like, hyper-focusing on it?
Because it's like, what's behind the door? And what was behind the door was his room. With all, like, the few memories of... Like little scraps of like the kind of person he used to be. Like, yeah, it was in there.
They treated that as though it should mean something.
Yeah, it was like
that it symbolized something.
Well, I mean, like it symbolized the gate that he was keeping.
It symbolized that his room was behind the door.
No, it symbolized like the gate that he put up between the life that he's living now, the kind of artist that he is now, and the kind of guy that he was before that just liked to cook food because it was fun and he liked to feed people, to now like the fucking lunatic that he is, where it's like, everything has to mean something, everything has to be art. And that's why no one was allowed past it. But what was past it was his room with like his newspaper clippings and shit.
Okay.
I don't know. You just missed that one.
No, I'm asking you, what did this symbolize?
No, I'm saying like, did you?
No, there was no symbolism.
What do you mean? Yeah, the door symbolized something, but then there was something on the other side.
You're saying the door symbolized a door.
The door symbolized, the gate, like the idea of a door. Like doors have meaning because you can walk through them and you can close them. Like that's the artistic meaning of a door. And then it's also a thing that can also open up and lead you somewhere.
Andrew, are you about to start a restaurant and eventually kill people? Because you're making arguments that, like, would apparently lead to that according to this movie. I did not care for the menu.
I get that.
I don't know why his mom was there. I don't know why the chef's mom was there.
He didn't like his mom. The people that were there were all people that he had personal beef with. Not...
Except the movie star.
No, what? No, like...
Yeah, he said, no, you're dying tonight because I didn't like a movie you
exactly.
were in.
So he's a psycho. Like, that was his whole thing, is that, like, he held this deep-seated hatred for this guy to the point where he'd be willing to murder him because he had a day off and chose the wrong movie to see and didn't like it. And so then he hated the guy that was in it. And yeah, that was the whole thing. None of those people were, like, given reasons as to why they deserved morally to die. They were all given reasons as to why this guy was willing to kill them.
They were, though. You Wall Street guys deserve to die because you're ruining the economy. This affluent married couple deserves to die because they're so rich that they're disconnected from society.
But he had personal beef with all of these people, and when they tried to play the card of like, well, no, like we don't deserve this, then he was like, well, I mean, you guys suck, like, but that's not why I'm killing you. I'm killing you because what you did to me in this restaurant.
I think this movie has kind of crystallized to me that, unfortunately, I think Judd Apatow learned the wrong lessons from the success of The Big Short, where he just assumes the worst of his audience, that they cannot engage with art without having everything explained to them poorly, even when the item on the menu is a nothing burger. And I was deeply frustrated by this viewing experience. Does it deserve to be our number 10, Ryan?
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, it's just out of preservation. I can't have movies that I don't have. Like, I'm down to make alliances.
Yeah, so Ryan's
like,
reasoning there was not that he agreed with you. Let's be clear.
I never saw the movie. I can't agree with either of you. You both saw it. You both fought. Yeah. I feel like that means that nothing.
I
can
feel like
happen.
this is different than Blade Runner 2049 because the Menu is not like my favorite movie of all time. Like it's not perfect. Like it's far from that. It's still a good movie, but like my opinion of this was like, yeah, pretty good. I think it is a top 10 movie of this year. And you're like, this is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen, and I hate you for even seeing it.
Anya Taylor-Joy's stock is about to plummet if the Mario movie isn't the highest grossing movie of the year. She has so much to make up for. That being said, when the chef tells the assistant woman, when she asks her where she went to school, and she's like, I went to Brown. And he says, did you have student loans? And she's like, no. You're going to die tonight.
You're dying.
Have fun. Yeah. That was a great note Judd Apatow gave the writers. Ryan, what should be our number 10?
Oh, man. Let's do Prey. Do you guys ever watch Predator?
Like the original?
Yeah, like the original, the fucking handshake, the "you son of a bitch." And then
The
fight a predator out in the
inspiration
jungle.
behind the hit video game Predator Hunting Grounds? Yes, I did.
I saw the second half of Predator on television one day. And also have
the way to do
seen
that.
the entirety of Prey condensed down into a 45-minute YouTube video the day after it released on Hulu before it got taken down. So I'm gonna say, fuck it, yeah, I enjoyed that. Let's make it number 10.
It's a good movie. There's a lot of fun. You want to see some French trappers get
Slaughtered.
fucking annihilated by a futuristic alien?
Yeah, it was sick.
This is the movie for
It was
you.
sick as fuck.
Yeah, you want to see native people who are pretty chill win, which you could have guessed when the movie started. Yeah.
Isn't that the first movie to feature that specific tribe's language?
It wouldn't shock me. Yeah, a lot of those movies
so.
or a lot of those languages are
Yeah, it's
essentially being kept alive via, like the same way that we keep extinct species in the wild alive, like in zoos.
It's
like
an effort.
It has been recorded, and like people are actively making sure to preserve that language.
Definitely haven't heard of another movie being almost entirely in Apache before, so.
There you go.
All right, that goes to me for number 9. Y'all are Pixar fans. Turning Red.
I didn't see it, so I feel like it's time to have the reverse of the menu.
Look, I'm not.
I'm
not going to give it the Lucas treatment because, like, I saw Turning Red, and Turning Red is just like, oh yeah, that's a fine movie. That is super middle of the road. I will say it's one of the worst Pixar movies I've ever seen, just because it's a really high.
You thought it was better than A Bug's Life. You thought it was worse than A Bug's Life.
I haven't seen A Bug's Life in a really long time, but I remember it being pretty good.
Yeah, what's wrong with The Bug's Life?
I thought that is generally considered to be one of the worst Pixar
But again,
movies.
this is like it's a different scale. Like almost every one of the
What about like the Cars sequels? I feel like the Cars
Oh, that's
sequels
fair. You thought it was worse than Cars 3?
I never saw Cars 3 and I never will.
You said one of the worst.
Yeah. Oh, that I had
left it
seen.
open to
I haven't seen the
interpretation.
Cars sequels. I'm trying to think of other Pixar movies I haven't seen, but like most of the Pixar movies that I've seen are like really fucking good movies. And Turning Red was just a decent movie. Like, I don't know, it didn't make my list. It got edged out by a couple of other ones because I gave it a 5 out of 10. That's not a bad movie. I don't think it deserves to be at number 9. I'm not gonna like throw a shit fit if it is there, but my vote is no.
Between this and Everything Everywhere All at Once, this is the movie that locked in this being the year for Asian dads
don't do this.
being great. Being cool, chill dudes. There's a great dad in that movie. Come on. And you're a fan of media with sad dads. Can you give one to media
You're
with
a
like great
racist
dads?
and anti-dad if you don't think that Turning Red was like a stellar movie.
I'll also say no, in keeping with tradition with the menu. I didn't see it,
Christ.
and it sounds like there's discord, so I can't. Unless someone wants to toss me a bone and get 13 lives in there some way, I don't know.
Whose turn is it?
Yours,
I'm
Andrew.
gonna vote for 13
yours.
lives. I saw it a couple days ago. It was my number. It was
you
my
saw
number
it?
11 movie.
Oh, damn.
Like, yeah.
I didn't know you saw it.
Yeah. It was my
good
number
movie.
11 movie. It was basically tied for Bob's Burgers, and I don't know, like Bob's Burgers means a little bit more to me as a franchise, so I gave it the edge. But no, like 13 Lives, pretty good. The opposite of the Banshees of Inisherin. That is a feel good movie if I've ever seen one.
Do you think it is number 9 good, Ryan, or should it be higher?
It's not going to go higher, so I'll say yes. Or is that what you're saying to me, Lucas? That you've got an inside track? Like, is this a bidding war? Can we get it higher? I don't know. I can't win, so it's fine.
Okay, back to you, Ryan.
Oh, it's back to me. Look, I mean, I have it at 8, so fuck it, why not? Avatar: The Way of Water, baby. It's a good movie. It costs a fucking $1 trillion, and it made $1 trillion. Like, you guys gotta see it.
Look,
like,
I'm saying no.
Lucas is doing that thing that he does again, where he takes a stance and just out of moral obligations to himself.
I'm saying no on the grounds that James Cameron has said in an interview, quote, if the Lakita people had seen this movie, they would have fought harder.
Is that is that pretty bad? Right. Yeah. I was going to see this, and then I got COVID, and I missed my chance before the podcast. So
you don't get spectacle like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's for original IP. That's insane. That's
Andrew, this is how Ryan wins. By doing
I
things
can't win. I'm losing by
I
like
think
20
he's
points.
mathematically eliminated.
Like, yeah, sure, I could get all my movies on here, but you're talking about 3 points that I just got.
Also, like, not that I don't want to win, but like, I tried to like make a really concerted effort this year, bigger than I have before, to like give my movies what I really think they were proper ranks, and I'm willing to like stretch a little bit to make the list a little bit better, like a little more solid. So yeah.
Ooh, so Lucas is gonna win.
So like, yeah, I'll go with Avatar at 8.
Yeah. What's 7, Lucas?
Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
I don't know, man. Like I didn't see it, and I'm not gonna like try to like give a reason for why it doesn't deserve it. I had no interest in that movie. It didn't look that great to me. So
Daniel Radcliffe's cum gutters makes this movie deserve
why is Weird Al ripped?
This is the same thing as everything that Andrew called you out for. Why is this thing good? Weird shit. Like,
it's fun. It's weird. It's genuinely charming. The entire cast, it just feels like random celebrities that had a Tuesday available. Jack Black makes a cameo. Patton Oswalt makes a cameo. Weird Al makes a cameo. Will Forte, the best Will in Hollywood, makes a cameo.
about Will Coulter. Edmund from the Chronicles of Narnia, and also other shit that I don't remember.
And on top of being a genuine celebration of Weird Al's career, it's also kind of a criticism of it. Like, it acknowledges that there are some bad, specifically fat-phobic songs that Weird Al has put out that he now very clearly has mixed feelings about and thinks he shouldn't have made them, and it's fun. It's a fun movie that also is a genuine reflection on his career in some regards. And I think, I don't know, I think that if you can't appreciate Weird Al, if you can't appreciate the Weird Al movie, maybe you can't appreciate just how weird and goofy and fun life can be.
My vote is still no. Like,
I feel like I gotta say no just because it's on the Roku channel, and yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's too high. Maybe at 10.
I was willing to play ball. I was willing to play ball with some of these other categories. I realize now this was a mistake.
Yeah, you and Andrew had that weird little alliance all of a sudden that then has not borne any fruit.
when did we have an alliance?
Like. I don't know, you kind of like gave a wink and a nod earlier. I don't even fucking remember.
When I voted for Neon White, and I was like, yeah, come on, like that should be on there. Let's not fight about that. Yeah, whatever.
God.
And now look at us. There's a movie that I think deserves to be on this list that I would have been okay with it being lower, and I've gotten to the point now where Lucas fucking hates me, and Ryan hates this movie. So it's not gonna get on there. Like I don't.
No, I'm not. You're
Andrew,
throwing away your nomination right now.
Like, yeah, that's the thing is
I can't
nominate this movie. I just have to burn it because Lucas will say no because that's the way things are going now, and I know how Ryan feels about this movie. So.
That movie fucking sucks, dude. Lucas is talking about like the problematic nature of Avatar, the Way of of Water, and meanwhile, fucking literal toxic masculinity, the movie, is in someone else's top 10s. Jesus Christ, the fact that he got basically no comeuppance, like, it's just like, yeah, that shit was pretty fucking rad, don't you think? Like, and then that's the end? Nah, man, I hated that movie.
We were talking
and
about...
I acknowledge that it has artistic merit. I'm not like Lucasing it, where it's like, no, I hate it, and everything about it sucks, and there's no value whatsoever. Sure, whatever. It's Shakespeare. It's bringing it to a new audience. Blah blah blah.
And
that's
the whole thing that I had with this movie. I was like, yeah, no, like Ryan's right about that stuff. But the other like merits, the thing, like the positives that it has, doesn't like not necessarily outweighs it, but like gives it enough merit where I think it still makes it like a pretty fucking good movie. That's my take on the Northman. The Northman.
Do you formally nominate it?
No, because...
I think we just...
Okay, fine. Fine. Fuck it. I nominate The Northman for number 7.
No!
First off, I would like to say that I have been misrepresented. There is artistic merit in the menu. If
we're bringing it back
young
to the
creators
menu.
want to watch that and learn exactly what not to do, there we go. Great shorthand for that.
Like, this is not going to be a positive.
But also, no, I'm not. No, not The Northman, Andrew.
This is the movie that should have been nominated. It's my turn. So, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Like, we all have it right around there.
Right.
Solid movie. Let's get it on this list. Nick Cage should be cast in more stuff. He's fun.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been canceled. Maybe he has, and I
know.
don't want to eat my words, but I think he went bankrupt for a while.
Yeah.
That was why he made like a bunch of just absolute dog shit.
And I think this is like the last get out of bankruptcy movie, so maybe he'll be in stuff that can better utilize him going forward. I hope, at least.
Ooh, political and religious views. Let's go. He's not politically active. He endorsed Andrew Yang. That's about right.
Yeah.
That's
but
not
it is
cancelable,
weird.
but it is rough. But
No,
also it
that's
sounds
on
about
brand.
right for Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Okay, what am I nominating now? Number 6? Ah, Jesus fucking Christ.
Weird. The alligator.
Just do it every
do
round.
It again.
I'm getting fucked over on the rotation a little bit because I think this movie should be higher, but by the time it gets back to me, we'll be in the top 3, and I think we have that we could potentially be in the top 3, and I think we have that fairly well locked. So I would like to recommend Bros for the number 6 spot.
I'm going to like abstain from this vote because no, I mean like I'm leaving this one up to Ryan.
Andrew, you are homophobic for abstaining.
No, I haven't seen the movie and I've tried to like do my like some research, like not being able to like see the movie. I try to do some research on like what the fucking take of this movie is. And every review that I've read has been one of two things that have been the exact opposite. One review is this movie is bad. Sure, it's pretty well done and is funny and meaningful, but like it's just trying to be relevant. And the other one is, this is a good movie. Sure, it doesn't really stick anything that it tries to, but it's pretty relevant, so like that's why it's good. And like both of those, like they're completely opposite. I can't find anyone to say if this movie's fucking good or not.
Hi, Lucas the writer, your best friend, media writer. This movie is good.
Everyone's trying to not seem homophobic. That's not, like, problematic to say. Like, 100% there are people that are pulling punches because of the perception around the movie, and that's just the reality of the situation that we're in. I think that the general consensus, not saying that your opinion is wrong, Lucas, the general consensus is that it's a bit of a clumsy foray into this type of movie from a major movie studio, motion picture studio, but like that has merits, and that is like worthwhile in of its own right. Like, is it a perfect rom-com? No. Is it like good enough? Like, sure, absolutely. And it's very, very like relevant and important, and it's surprising that it hasn't been done before.
I'm gonna go to bat for the clumsiness. I think that functionally, a lot of this movie being Billy Eichner kind of relating to his sexuality is interesting and clumsy in the way that is human and accurate to people actually engaging with their sexuality. There's a segment in this movie where, yeah, he has a moment where, like, he kind of expresses to his partner that he doesn't want to be polyamorous, and he has this thing of, like, yeah, I want to be cool, I want to be swinging, I want to be, like, out there and raucous in, like, the least heteronormative way possible. I don't think polyamory is for me, though, in a way that is, like, I don't think a fair representation of polyamory. I think this movie is actually weirdly and subtly anti-poly, but
propaganda.
But also, I see how, like, a person reaches that conclusion, and the fact that this movie has that level of introspection about that is something that is... I just haven't seen that anywhere else, and listen, like, this deserves to be on our list. I wish it was higher, but it is, at the very least, I think, the sixth best movie of the year, according to Voluntary Viewing.
So I found a fun parallel that is I was going to be yes anyway. I just want to be on that record. But also I found a fun parallel. Our sixth best TV show is Andrew's second best TV show. So I feel like outside of the top 5 is appropriate for
this level. Okay.
A show that is like only one person's thing that they really like. I think that's about right. Right around 6.
Okay.
The only difference there is that my number 2 show was a show that I said was like, this is so fucking good. Like, this is one of the best shows that I've ever seen. Lucas was like, sure, this movie kind of fucks up a lot, but you know what? I like it anyway. And that, you know what? That's
it's
worth
personal.
It. So it's, yeah.
Like, not... yes, this show is both... this movie is both personally meaningful to me. Have I said this on the podcast? Bye, guy here. Yeah, but also...
the Twitter thing. Hi, bye, expert here. They actually only do that when they're really upset.
If Lucas just came out as bi in a 1-second throwaway during a 3 hours deep into a top 10's episode.
No, that's in the Bayonet article.
Well, yeah, but like in our podcast, if we have podcast listeners.
But actually, that is like a really cool parallel, Ryan, because you know what, Andrew, if Andor is really good, but also like very clearly has the corporate baggage of being a Star Wars thing, I think that Bros is more complicated, but also, this is just a dude. This is a dude exploring like his sexuality and the queer community and like how he fits into it and his issues with it. And I think that's, well, no, we've already made it number 6, but, Andrew, if you wanted to say this should be number 6 too, okay, here we go.
Yeah, Andrew, if you want to revise your vote and not be a homophobe,
we'll do a trade. You can watch Andor and I'll watch Bros, and we'll probably both enjoy them. I don't know.
Those are not the same time commitment, but okay. This reminds me of how our podcast started, and we had issues with time commitments.
We were fucking idiots. All right, that is Andrew for number 5.
I feel like number 5 should probably be Top Gun Maverick. Like, Ryan's got it at 5. Oh no, Lucas, you don't have it on your list at all. I thought
Lucas doesn't have it.
I didn't
watch it. Did you ever see it, Lucas?
Oh, no.
Damn. And now you won't ever get to...
It's been in theaters for like a full fucking year. It might still be in some places.
I do highly recommend it. I know what you're thinking.
Propaganda,
I know what you're thinking, Lucas. But we get to engage with it while also being cool because we understand that it's not necessarily good to engage with it.
Listen, I've liked a Marvel movie, and I understand that those are largely... Hey, the U.S. following 9/11? Nailed it. But
it's a little rough.
no, I'm not going to object to Top Gun Maverick.
Also, the first major studio gay romance movie, the original.
Wow.
If you think that movie wasn't queer coded, you've got some problems. And they have homages
absolutely.
to it, where ironically it's not
it's not as gay.
Well, it's not as gay because of like how it's a little more progressive because there's women there. Like the beach volleyball-esque scene is not all men.
Yeah, I get Lucas. I haven't
gay.
seen Bros. I can tell you, the original Top Gun is gayer.
I mean, okay, I guess Top Gun, the original Top Gun, gonna have to rewatch that movie because I don't remember a scene where 5 gay men are having sex together.
You
know
remember
what?
the movie differently than I do.
That was some sensual volleyball. Okay.
You don't remember Iceman literally getting in his face and doing the like the fucking teeth bite. Like,
Listen,
I wanna
we're
rip you open.
we're a progressive bunch of people. We can acknowledge that sex being defined by penetration problematic on a lot of levels. Yeah, okay. You know what? That's what Iceman is getting off to. Fair.
Yeah.
It's an orgy, baby.
I believe that goes to Ryan for number 4. I see a path here.
Yeah, I do too. I think I'm gonna go with Glass Onion. I think Glass Onion, good solid 4, 1 spot lower for both of y'all, and I'm at 6, so it's kind of averaging out right around 4. Great movie. I think there's 3 between the 3 of us. I think there's 3 movies that are above it.
Okay.
I think Glass Onion should be in the top 3.
While I agree with Lucas that it should be in the top 3, I'm gonna vote for it at number 4.
Fuck me, I guess.
Who are you, my mom? Oh wow, I guess I don't matter. No, kidding, Mom. I know you're listening. 3 hours in, Jesus Christ.
Hi, Mrs. Holtz. Thank you again for the support.
Good to have you.
Both in listening and through the Patreon. Shout out to the Voluntary Viewing Patreon. Yeah, I've been thinking about the themes of this movie, of Glass Onion, a lot, and well, I think I like the original a little bit more, if only because both films are send-ups of the wealthy, for lack of a better word, and capitalism and all of that stuff. I think that the Elon Musk figure in Glass Onion is more a symptom of capitalism, rather than the direct cause of it, like the millionaire nepotism babies in Knives Out. And I think I like that first movie because it is specifically understanding who those people are and the unique ways in which they're terrible and how it roasts them. But yeah, no, Elon Musk can't stop being in headlines right now. So of course a piece of media that's reaffirming to millions of people that this dude sucks actually is wonderful.
I think at the end of the day, for me, it literally just comes down to I cared so much about Marta. She was so much more of a fleshed out character. Like I was desperately rooting for her. And like in Knives Out, like, yeah, like, oh yeah, it sounds like Helen/Andy, like that did suck. Like her sister got screwed. Now here she is. But like, it just wasn't as desperate. Like I wasn't as aligned, you know? I think that it was just better constructed the first time around so that I would care more about the characters at the end of the day. The person I cared the most about was Benoit Blanc in the second one, and I knew he would be fine. Like, so I don't know. It didn't have the same impact.
All right. Andrew, you have a thought.
Both of your commentaries, very poignant. Kind of agree with both of you there, even though I had a higher opinion of the movie than Ryan did. I was going back through the original movie in my head, and there is a comparable instance to Ryan's issue with the glass handoff fake out flashback. In the original movie, when they go through all of the suspects and like they go through their timelines, One of the things set up is that they knew that the dad was still alive at a certain point because he went down the stairs and like one of the guys saw him and said like, "Hey, go on up." Like it's yeah, they did.
didn't show him.
It was
It was through a smoky mirror.
She had a coat on. You did not see his face and
they
like
did.
confirm
and because he even said something like "rah," and
I do not remember
they did.
that at
And
all.
that-
I remember.
I thought
it
you were
being
going to
her.
say when she needs to make the turn off the main road, and they get a little unreliable narrator with that.
No. I mean, like
No.
when she walked in, what really happened.
I know
what
exactly
really
what you're
happened
talking
was
about.
She put on his robes and tried to sneak downstairs, but there
Mm-hmm.
was someone there, so she turned around and went back up. But when they interviewed the guy who was downstairs and saw her, and because he thought that it was his dad, like when they did that flashback sequence, it was actually him.
It was through a tinted window.
No, it was not through a window. No, he was. So it's the
Yeah.
guy with the cane,
Michael Shannon, yeah.
Michael Shannon,
And he's like,
in
"Go
the
back to
kitchen,
bed, Dad."
And yeah,
No, he's on
but
the
he
porch.
doesn't say anything.
No, he does. He says, "Go back to bed, Dad." The old
No,
man
I
was
know.
going to the kitchen. Yes.
But there's no like overt 100% that is him mislead like there was in this one. Like, it was more like, yeah, it was like a clever way to like try to make the audience think that it happened differently. But also that wasn't the end of the movie because they do reveal what actually happened halfway through the movie. That wasn't the final twist.
Yeah,
even
no,
if that is
you're
exactly
right there.
I don't know.
I have to go back and watch it.
But anyway,
What's number 3?
That is to me then to nominate number.
Trace.
I'm playing defense here. I acknowledge that.
I feel like we've got a nice top 3 all set up and ready to go.
And I think Batman, the Batman, I apologize, is going to be number 3.
Yeah, perfect. This all tracks. Let's wrap this sucker up, baby.
Yeah.
3 hours and 5 minutes.
Boy, Robert Pattinson.
He can get
Boy,
it.
Robert Pattinson.
He's a dude. That's
They really
My
tried to
Chemical
make
Batman.
him awkward.
Okay, and now, wow, Andrew has the opportunity to be true to his list.
I'm gonna nominate Everything Everywhere All at Once for number 2.
I will support you in that.
Yeah, we have to say yes. It's fine.
We talked about this movie already, but God, it is everything. It's everything, everywhere, all at once, and the. I just started using that as an expression after seeing this movie, and say what you will about. We've talked at length about the themes of it, but just the structure of the movie being such a crescendo. Where by the end, reality is just falling apart, and even if you cannot, like we're 3 white guys, we cannot put ourselves in the places of these characters. We don't know what it's like to live in a space where we're not first original language speakers of the predominant language. But if you could not feel the ending of that movie when everything is at its most hectic, you're a sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the beginning too. I really enjoyed the setup, honestly. Like the initial like kind of mysterious like what the fuck is happening shit that was going on in the tax office. I thought for a while I was like, is this the whole movie? Like, are they just gonna be at the IRS?
They were for like
the whole
2/3
movie.
of it.
Like, yeah, they were there for a lot of it, but also like at a certain point I was just like, is this it? Like, is this gonna be the whole thing? And that was kind of wild. It was fun.
Also, holy shit, what a fantastic use of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Who knew that was what we needed out of
I mean,
Jamie Lee
this movie
Curtis?
gave us Rakakuni.
Fucking Rakakuni.
Dude, that was
Just perfect.
absolutely cackling.
Absolutely perfect.
Just fucking losing it.
Yeah. I couldn't get over it. Every mention. And the payoff too. Like,
Mom,
The
do you
whole
mean
thing.
Ratatouille?
No, look, that was
Oh, I love
because
that movie.
that was funny because it's like, oh yeah, she's not a native English speaker. Like some of this went over her head, and then there was like the whole innocuous, she's a chef universe. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. Then they go back to it, and the fucking raccoon is there. And that is so good.
And then the guy being piloted by Raccacoonie, apparently he's a Glee alum, which, I don't know, this is inside baseball a little bit, but that was that's kind of cursed. Like, people in that production aren't getting work anymore for weird reasons that we don't have time to go into, but yeah, no, he got a paycheck for that, and good for him.
Definitely good for him.
All right, Ryan. It's not your number one, but will you do the honors?
It's not, but it's on my list. Nope. Get it up there. Get it at number one. It's fine. It's okay to be there.
It was your number 2 movie.
Fucked Up Farm Kids, man.
Yeah, it belongs. I feel like it's still slightly tier below Everything Ever All at Once, but that's all right. It'll be there.
I saw this movie in a theater like a long time after it came out. Like, I was really busy this year because of getting married and all that shit, and so I missed my window to go see Nope. And then it came back into the local theater for a weekend, and I went there, and I was the only one there, and it made me shit my pants. I was so fucking scared.
Fucked Up Farm Kids. That's what made this my favorite Jordan Peele movie. How accurately it is depicting these two kids who are kind of forced into a situation, these are the expectations that are going to be placed on you into adulthood for the rest of your lives. Neither of them being able to measure up to it, and I've seen the two main characters in real life in this movie, and God, yeah, the weird sadness, the weird melancholy of that is displayed so well here. And that's not even what the movie is about, and that's not even talking about all the cool weird shit in the movie, like the shoe at the beginning that I still think about horrifically sometimes.
Yeah.
Do we have a tie?
I'm adding it right now. Are you ahead of me? Is that a thing?
I think Andrew might have won by 3.
Oh.
I have 105. Andrew has 109. Lucas has 106.
Jesus.
Damn. A tightly contested race.
That's parody,
and
with a T.
Andrew comes out on top.
That's pretty close.
Closing in.
If I just fucking... If Ian loans me Elden Ring, like he said he would, in that brief
you can't
window,
do this because you had an opportunity and then you made a big show of saying, I'll never fucking play this game. Like, yeah.
Wait, what? No, I didn't.
You were a little anti-Elden Ring for a minute.
Oh, absolutely, and I still am. No, there was a window for like a 2-week period where Ian was going away, and Ian's PS5 wasn't working. That's what it was. And he said he would loan me Elden Ring, and it was like 2 weeks before the new FIFA was going to come out. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Fuck it. Might as well give it a shot and play it for 5 hours. And I would have won. But Ian did not get it to me, and I did not play it, and I blew it. I'm sorry, y'all.
For the sake of posterity, Voluntary Viewing top 10 movies of 2022, starting at number 10, Prey, 13 Lives, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Bros, Top Gun Maverick, Glass Onion, The Batman, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and number 1, Nope. Which means we are now in the part of this where our number ones of each category attempt to dethrone the previous reigning champs of each category.
That's fun.
Starting with video games, Andrew and Ryan. Ryan, very curious about your reaction to this.
This will be interesting.
Is Elden Ring better than Death Stranding?
Oh, no. No, Elden Ring's definitely better than Death Stranding. Fuck you guys. What?
I think Death Stranding is better.
The game fucking sucks, dude. Like, Elden Ring has merit. Death Stranding sucks. Like,
oh
my god.
And what? You really are just a mark for narrative storytelling, huh?
Is that bad? Like, what? It's
No!
doing some like cool new stuff, like gameplay wise, that I enjoyed. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I did. The story was fucked up and weird, but you know what? Like, even though it was hard to follow, it was followable. Elden Ring doesn't have a narrative, and that it doesn't try to. And we've gone over this. Like, it's not like the way that its narrative is structured isn't like bad. It's doing its own thing, and that's cool. But it's not a story.
I mean, everyone appreciate that a lot of the story, the lore, the what is going on here in Elden Ring is more archaeological than a lot of other video games where you're kind of going through the world and putting pieces together, sometimes accidentally.
I don't know, it's environmental storytelling. It's a thing that's been around in video games for 20 years.
I think Elden Ring does it really well, and I'm starting to realize, Andrew, I think the difference between you and I is you really like the design of open world games, but hate the more open-ended storytelling that can involve. Where I hate that more open-ended I hate the design of that and love the more open-ended storytelling. And I didn't think I was going to get this from Ryan, but yeah, I think Elden Ring better than Death Stranding. That is our new top video game of the year, of all time, I guess.
Wait, all time?
It's just
or?
the previous. When do we have to go back and
10s.
have it fight like our...
Yeah, we would have to
like
fight
the last
against
5
other
years.
ones, right?
No,
Are you
Death
saying
Stranding
that
had won the previous 2 times.
what was before Death Stranding?
Hades and Resident Evil 8 Village.
Wow, we had some rough number ones, you guys.
Wow. Well, we'll see how
Like,
this...
not saying that those games don't belong on the list, but like, Jesus Christ, the fact that Death Stranding was a reigning champ.
It's a really good game, Ryan.
It's not, but that's okay.
Elden Ring and...
So Elden Ring is the new by what's it called? By transitory
transitive
property.
property.
It is the new
Yes.
Yeah, the transitive property. It's the new number one video game in the last, how many times have we done this? 6 years? I don't know. 5
4.
years? Only 4 years?
Yeah. Then moving on to TV, I feel like this will also be contentious because we're dumb and this is going up against 2. Is Severance better than Better Call Saul and also season 2 of Barry?
What did we do?
So we could not decide. We had
I
a
want to
tie.
listen back. What the
Did we had a tie?
That's correct.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you guys, your specific argument between Barry and Better Call Saul was, well, they're such different shows, it's not fair to compare them, so it's a push.
Are they different shows? Like,
That's what
Yeah,
you
they
guys
definitely
thought in 2020.
I at least get that acknowledgement, but also weird. So wait, what was 2021 that didn't beat Barry and Better Call Saul?
Succession. That season of Succession.
Yeah, I think Severance is better than that's whatever season of Better Call Saul and that season of
agree.
Barry. I do think
show is
Severance is better.
like stellar.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Now, if you compared it with some other seasons, maybe not, but yeah, interesting.
No. All right, and then we have our top movie of 2022, Nope, going up against 1917.
That was our winner?
So who won?
That is
Yeah, what are all the
correct.
winners, if you don't mind?
Last year's winner for movies was Green Knight, which lost to 1917.
That was some gamesmanship, if I remember. Yeah.
It was probably.
Yeah. And in 2019, our top movie was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which we decided was not as good as 1917.
I think, again, yes. I think Nope is better than 1917, for me at least.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with that.
All right.
I think we have an all-new
Jesus.
best of for the last 4 years.
All right.
And it's not even necessarily recency bias, because in the past we've picked
Yeah.
stuff that was from before.
All right. Making
Is this our most solid top 10 list on each category? Like, there's no bullshit fucking Good Omens or any weird stuff that sneaks in there. And I know Andrew didn't hear me or hear.
No, I heard you. I just I'm trying to figure something out. Okay. Parasite was 2019. I thought Parasite was 2020. Parasite was 2019.
Okay.
And what happened was I saw that movie and I fought for it so hard. I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. This movie is so fucking good. But neither of you had seen it and you didn't buy it. And then you like immediately saw it afterwards and you were both like, oh wait, no. That should have been number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have. It should have been better than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I still really like Once
No,
Upon a
yeah,
Time in
I do
Hollywood,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like it. It's
Yeah,
a weird
it's-
number one. I feel like a lot of this stuff that we've listed as number ones, I feel like these 3 number ones might be our most universal number ones.
Yeah.
Like we had a couple of
Yeah.
like Elden Ring was way up there on 2 people's categories. Severance was way up there on 2 and solid in 1. Nope was basically a unanimous. Like I'm the only slight dissenter.
2019 though, our number
I
3 movie was Godzilla King of the Monsters.
I stand by that.
None of that was some
2019.
gamesmanship.
Some
Wait.
fuckery was afoot in 2019.
Oh wait, okay, no, Godzilla King of the Monsters. That's the best one. Like that. Watch
That's where
Godzilla versus Kong, and then no, Godzilla versus King of the
That's-
Monsters is the shit.
That's why I went full Varys mode of like I need to protect the sanctity of the list. That's more important.
Who do you
than any
serve?
squabbles
I
or
serve
game.
the list, Lord Stark.
I serve
I-
the list. Someone has to.
I do kind of hate for video games that our top 3 are all open world games.
We're all open world games.
I don't like the design of
Would
those.
you rather it be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 Warzone 2.0?
I mean, oh fuck no. Fuck no. I've said
What
this.
else would oh, you want Neon White? Like what
No,
else would go there?
I've said this before, and unfortunately, with the timing of when I got a PlayStation 5, I wasn't able to get the Demon Souls remake into any of these lists. But I think I like Demon Souls more than Elden Ring.
Is God of War Ragnarok open world or not really?
I think it's
I think that's more
I think
linear.
it's like there are different zones, and the zones are like semi open world, but like small and like somewhat contained, and then
Yeah.
you can travel between them.
There you go, Lucas. We could have had one, but you didn't play it and you hate it.
My no sad dad game rule holds strong. Wow, actually, yeah, I realize now that's a big part of why I didn't like Bayonetta 3. That's secretly a sad mom game in the worst way.
Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
You're like my mom with movies and TV shows. She hates it when like everything goes wrong for a character. She's like just can't stand it. She's like, I hated that movie. Like Meet the Parents. She's like, I hated it because everything bad kept happening to Ben Stiller, and it's like that's a weird reason to not like something, but you do stick to your guns. So
Ben Stiller is supposed to be a little hateable in that movie. Like, not in a, like, oh, this dude is awful kind of way, but in like a, all right, man, maybe get over yourself a little bit kind of way.
or like Arrested Development. Like,
Yes.
everything bad keeps happening to Jason Bateman, and it's just like, well, there has to be conflict. I don't know, like.
But yeah, you know what? Honestly, I think each of my individual lists, everything in the top 4 for them is stuff I would go to bat for, stuff I would recommend as genuinely terrific pieces of media. 2022, good year.
Not me for video games.
Whoa. That's fair. I'm sorry about Lake Andrew. I didn't mean to
No,
do you
that's-
dirty like that.
It's
Looking
funny.
back at it, I know what happened. I saw this movie was coming out, and then it said like release like October 2021, and then I thought it got delayed because Jade and I were like, oh yeah, I can't wait for that game to come out because it said it's coming to the PlayStation 5 release date October 2021, and then like later I looked it up, and then it said like release date PlayStation 5 like, you know, September of 2022. I'm like, oh, it got delayed. We have to wait like 6 more months to play this game. And then they didn't release it on the PS5 until the next year. So, yeah. So I thought it got
buddy.
delayed, but it didn't. They just didn't release that version until the next year. It happens. I won, so.
All
I'm
right.
pretty mad.
I should have fought a little harder for bros. No, well. I know. I know. I'm getting there. I'm getting a stable of queer people I can do a podcast with, and then watch out, world.
Yeah, and then we're just gone, just replaced.
You guys anchor me. I need this. I need this in my life.
Podcast isn't inclusive
You,
enough.
the tiny, regular, ugly people, you keep me tied to reality.
Yeah.
All right.
Non-poly. Oh shit.
Whoa, what?
About to do a bit.
Oh,
you
go for it.
non-poly people. You polyphobic people. Look at you. One's married. One lives with his girlfriend. Fuck you.
I mean, I'm about to, and I'm very excited about that. But also, as I mentioned in the Bayonetta 3 article, what is my life becoming?
Lucas is about to get kicked out of some communities because he's going to move in with his girlfriend.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm still punk rock. I also have a very healthy and stable relationship to ground me.
Yeah, I don't think that's punk rock.
Oh no!
It's like every comedian ever who's just like, you're not funny if you didn't suffer greatly in your childhood. Like, you just don't belong in the club. Sorry.
No, I'm fucked up. I'm broken. I'm just a little guy. You can't kick me out. It's my birthday. You can't kick me out.
I'm just a little baby.
Okay.
We gotta go.
It's getting dark.
It's midnight. We're in.
It's 10:30.
I keep forgetting you're not on East.
Oh no! Some of Florida came back with Ryan.
Yeah, a little bit.
That does it for voluntary viewing in the year 2022. Those are our top 10s. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling like I got another year of this podcast in me. I'm feeling like we got another top 10s episode in us in 2023. Fake ass name for a year, but here we are. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for the support. Patreon people, Sucky Badger, Tiffany Cole, Sensual Richard Nixon. You're all fantastic. You keep the lights on here. Follow us on Twitter at V2_podcast. Twitter's probably going to go away next year, but...
I was also going to say, I actually checked our Twitter today. The last time we tweeted was over a year and a half ago.
We reinvented the account. That's the old account.
Oh, we did? Is that why?
It got locked, yeah. We followed
I
too
didn't
many people
realize
at
that.
once, and I couldn't recover it.
I did notice we were following 1,700 people.
Yeah. we got flagged as a bot.
I mean, we were a bot, basically.
Right. Questions, business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter at LucasDrider to keep up with all of my writing. God, have a great 2023, everyone. Maybe things are getting better. I hope things are getting better. Let's make things better. Goodbye. Thank you for listening, and good luck.